TNT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
These are my race treads for when the road ends.
These are my race treads for shredding the slopes.
These are my race treads for setting the hook.
Racetreads.com. Tires for every adventure.
Link ECU, let's get it.
We got the spiciest K-Series built.
Supercharged Ford Eliminator engine.
Oh, good old SR20. Link Monsoon is so rowdy.
Naturally aspirated, 1,000 horsepower, LS-based engine, and then we're going to add nitrous on top of it.
Running an S54 controlled by Link ECU. Link direct injection EcoBoost Fox body.
I actually put an FA24 in it.
B58, E46, Link ECU.
No matter what engine you have, it's stock K24 or it's a 1,000 wheel 2J, Link ECU all day.
Looking for what comes next? For that moment when everything finally...
1 minute!
Whichever path you choose, it starts here.
Need a little help? We got help. Need some advice? We got advice. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Exceptional customer service. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
BC Forged Wheels. Custom built per order, offering extensive design, finish, and machining options. Strength, style, and precision come standard. Track proven, street ready. BC Forged. Proud sponsor of Formula Drift 2025.
Holy cow, look at this. Welcome out to Road Atlanta. You can't ask for better time than right here, right now. This is the birthplace, the womb, where the red dirt meets the asphalt of this iconic track. And here we are to tear it up once again. Oh, Diego, he got banging doors. Oh! Atlanta's #1. Oh, the plot thickens here. Whoa, buddy! Oh my gosh!
Oh, he's caught on fire.
Next stop are the finals. Osmo undefeated against Olsen. Olsen wants to get it back. Whoa, buddy! Wow, what a event. Your winner, Frederick, the Norwegian Hammer Osmo! It's a beautiful day here in Atlanta. The clouds are out. Looks like Toy Story wallpaper here. Looks like we're in Andy's bedroom here in Toy Story. And this is playing host to round 1 of the Link Engine Management Prospec Championship. We're making history as we are doing a joint event with Grid Life. You know the event. They have their festival events. Party on track, party off track. On track is about drifting, ripping, and gripping. Earlier today we had drift trains, drift parties, including the likes of Taylor Hull joining the party, doing it for Dale. Yeah, look at this. I mean, full-on party train. Sopa joining me up here, Matt Sopa. I'm gonna get you to chime in because this is such a cool thing that we're doing. They're a taxi garage at FCRX7. You got Forsberg, Odie Bakshis, Matt Field out there in his C8 Corvette. But look, you got Chelsea Denofa, Tommy Lemaire. Look at that. How cool is this?
Where else can you get that?
Yeah.
Find pro drifting, just running trains, and then seeing T-Pain and a Koenigsegg in the pits.
That was pretty fire. Yeah, I talked to him, and they debuted what they call Pink Riviera, his Coyote convertible Ford Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD, 1,000 pounds lighter than a factory Mustang. More horsepower. He's excited about it, but here we are. We are getting set for round 1 of the Link Engine Management Prospec Championship. I'm Jared Deanna. Joining me up here is Matt Sopa. You might know Matt from being on the start line. He gets the cars prepped and ready to go and sends them down the hill. He'll be there tomorrow. Right now, Max is up there, but regardless, Matt Sopa, a great gentleman, a husband, a father, and a builder, a driver, a ripper, and a gripper.
Big Ford guy.
Big Ford guy as well, just to make it real clear. So if you get any of the Ford references, that goes to him. Make it modular. But 3-2-1 from last night. We had 2 females and a 13-year-old.
Amazing. Yeah.
Look at the progression of FD. 13 years old, rounding out the trio of Sorensens. You have his sister Amanda making history last year, the first ever female. You have Brandon Sorensen making a lot of noise in Pro Championship. And then Colette Davis, she earned her Prospec license. Here she is. She had trouble with her handbrake. That's what really caused her a lot of errors. And then you got Shelly Hansen, the Hansen duo, her and her husband, Rudy getting pro. Shelly, what an absolute ripper. First time driving it. Started to just take this and run, but great stories, dude.
Yeah, I mean, we almost had an all-female final for the first time in FD history, and just the progression I saw from Cameron Sorensen was great from his first lap and his progression into taking podium, first place in his first battle ever in FD was just something to witness.
He had amazing initiations. Somebody was like, why are you so calm? And maybe because I kind of expected it. I've seen some of the driving, but look at that guy. He looks just like his dad. He looks like Randy. Right? But that was the podium right there. So as we saw Shella, we saw Cam, and there on the left, that was Colette Davis. And she's with another member of our team. Hello, Lorette, and hello, Colette.
Hello, everyone. Oh, my goodness, Atlanta, so excited to be here and so excited for you, not only in her rookie season, but as you guys were talking about, just kick that door down in second place in seating and doing that without a working handbrake. How did you battle through that?
It was a bit tough, really challenging, and the team was here till midnight trying to find every single solution. Like, we've swapped calipers, we've grinded pads, rotors, we've done some crazy stuff. It's working better today, so I feel really good.
But you got only 1 lap in. What does that do for your confidence?
I definitely should probably be more confident with more laps. We have a 1 lap with a more working hydro, but honestly, like, all the seat time and battles yesterday in seating were so good. Even with the challenges, like, we had major carnage, the team and some of Adam's team also just were here putting the car back together, and it was just an awesome first welcome to FD experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of your maybe most challenging battles is the first one. So how do you get psyched up for that?
I think the good thing is I know he's a good driver, so I can be there. Because right now, it's kind of toss-up, especially people are having car issues as well. So I know my first battle is definitely going to be the toughest. I just got to remember my 1 lap with a working handbrake and do the best that I can. But I'm excited. I know I can be confident behind him.
Colette, best of luck. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Lorette, and good luck to you, Colette. She seems, you can see a little trepidatious on equipment, but vibes are high over there in Colette Davis's camp. Thank you for sending it. That's what I said. I love that shirt. When it first came out, I was like, that is so sick. She's like, do you want one? I'm like, I'm good. I don't need another darn t-shirt. I don't need any more t-shirts. Regardless, look at this. I'm talking about sending it. Cody Buchanan versus Boss. That's how we're going to start things off. Amanda Sorensen versus Zielinski. I mean, some of these names are new to you. They have, what's really cool about this, some of these Pro-Am drivers that have stepped up to Prospec, they have ravenous fans and family back at home tuning in. So give all the respect where respect is due for being here. Round 1 of 4. As you know, you're a thrasher and a driver at Pro-Am events and just thrashing events. To be here is a major hurdle.
Oh, big time. Like, I mean, as far the last time I drove Pro-Am, the cars that we are now are like Pro 2 and Prospec cars of today, or of yesteryear. And the Pro-Am is no joke these days. And it's, the step to here now is like pro back like 10 years ago.
It's just progressed. Like I said, 13 years old, Hero making noise last year, Amanda Sorensen making noise, Brandon, I mean, it just, every year it just elevates. The stories just naturally unfold as this chair keeps unfolding and Mom keeps messing with that kiddo right there. Throwing shade, literally. This is our Prospec Championship schedule. Obviously, we are here. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms, either in the building or watching online. Mother's Day here in the States tomorrow, but tomorrow is all about pro. But here's our Prospec schedule. So E-Town, the first ever purpose-built American Drift Coliseum, St. Louis, Missouri, just across the Mississippi River. And then we end up and culminate a 25 season in Grantsville, Utah Motorsports campus. Now, this course, it's iconic. The horseshoe, we used to enter there on the bottom and then kind of swing around. Now we enter on the top and double back. There's been some modest aesthetic and practical changes to the track. The 3-2-1 cones are gone in favor of the 3 lines across. So that's just, more clear as day. The track and the fans, basically just, it marks on the wall on the driver's right-hand side.
Yeah, we're trying to, a lot of drivers, I'm guilty of that myself, because you're going to look where you're going to go, right? And we used to have cones there, and we've seen a lot of guys getting way too far on the outside of that, outside one on initiation. Now we got lines to indicate that I feel like it's going to give them a better chance to stay within the parameters of the course here. So.
Yeah, break down the momentum zone, because we previously, again, this is just progression. No longer decel zones, momentum zone, because you're still going to have that forward momentum, but you might slow down in particular areas. But also outer zone, inner clip 1 is kind of a big focus, because yes, the cone's on the corner, but there's actually a box on the track where the judges want to place the car. Inside clip 1, and it becomes inside clip 3 as they head back up the hill.
Yeah. The reasoning for that, again, is we're trying to promote the lead driver to take a more wider line, and to also let the chase driver have a more opportunity to show that they can take that wide line and get in that pocket a little easier. So it's putting a little more emphasis on the lead driver this year than previous judging regulations.
Giving them the platform, showcasing that good lead run, forcing maybe an error, or highlighting your run. If you have, and you put your car in all the right boxes, literally, both the inside clip, outer zones. The outer zone 3 has been slid down a little bit. Judges, speaking of them, scrutinizing the runs. Vernon Zvanveld back in the building, again, representing Amsterdam, Netherlands. Brian Eggert, you can see him right there, Conspire himself, and Reese Marin, the Colombian killer. He is over there as he's talking to Shanahan. That is Connor Shanahan. Jack Shanahan joined the conversation up here in the booth, and they are getting ready, talking to some of the drivers. Again, they are going to be poised right in front of us. Just to my right, Ryan Sage, president of Formula Drift and co-founder. So again, this is basically the central nervous system of Formula Drift, and the judges scrutinizing all those runs. So again, really focusing in on those inner clipping boxes. Again, the clipping cone is there. That is an indicator. Don't go to the edge of the track. Fill that box. And that obviously goes for outer zones as well. We'll break it down. There's a natural kind of flow as you exit out of the keyhole or the horseshoe as we get set for our keys to victory on how to really win and impress the judges. Some touching a little bit more literally, or not touching on that rumble strip. Elaborate, if you will.
Yeah, so despite the rumble strip being right there, that is kind of considered off course. It won't be, incomplete or anything like that, but we want them all to fill the zones, draw those good arcs, and again, hit the squares. We want only the front tires in those squares that were the inner clips. If you hit the inner clip, you're technically kind of off course, but not incomplete, like I said. So it's definitely going to be a ding on the lead driver if you go too far on the inside. Again, we're trying to promote better chasing with a more wider line by the lead driver.
Yeah, it's just, scrutinizing all those things, putting the car in the right places. And this might be, yesterday in the drivers' meeting, it was like, there was some kerfuffles of like, and then they go out and drive the course, and it's, the word I came up with is organic. It just seems a little more fluid, similar to the way they're driving. So it's like, you can be like, okay, just try it. Just try. I think you'll like it. I think you're gonna like it. And then you go to Costco and they give you that little sample and you're like, oh,
you got me.
That's pretty good. let me get 3 gallons of that. Let me get 3 gallons of that mayonnaise. I didn't know I liked mayonnaise. Now I need a vat of it. Here we go. We are going on to the action. We are looking at Cody Buchanan and Alan Boss. Cody Buch coming in, that SRD Nissan Z. Oh, Alan Boss, he lets it air out. Looks like, again, that other Nissan Z in that chase position comes now into that third outside zone. It's going to tighten it up. Boss dives in. So see that? Buchanan massaging up in there. That's that natural flow. I talk about that box as they exit out of the keyhole or the horseshoe. Now coming in, boom. Buchanan, great placement of the car. Really good fluidity. Boss was a little bit sporadic in that chase position. We're going to have to take a look at the overhead view and see what happened there. He kept it between the lines, but let's see it.
Yeah, the only takeaway from Buchanan's run was probably in outer zone 3, but we'll get there. So good job initiation, almost get 90 degrees. A little too deep on the inner clip. Here's where the Boss had a little challenge there through inner clip 1 as Buchanan filled out outer zone 2 really well. Kind of a bit of a waiver there, left foot braking. Again, he was shallow there in 3. Can't really tell in that angle, but you can tell that rear tire was just barely into the paint there, and Boss kind of wavering, trying to get there. He was in kind of the wrong position there, but it kind of helped him get in that transition back in that pocket going down the hill. So, the only thing I can take away with Buchanan's run was he was a little shallow in the outer zone 3 and got a little waiver going into that zone. And remember, that zone is actually shifted about 10 feet or so from years past. So you enter it a little later and you leave it a little later to kind of promote that wider line. So let's reverse him. Boss is out front for the clean air. Buchanan follow.
All right, here we go. Boss out front using all the course. He works from left to right. Goes for that straight line approach. He does take that tighter line. It looks, it has to come out of it a little bit. gives a little bit of angle up, compromises that, going to outside zone 3, a tighter line, so just not enough horsepower to get up to that hill and get, because again, a lot of the fans, if they've never been here before, it's very deceiving on how much elevation it is to go from this point. This is basically the lowest point of the course, that inside clip 1, and then you go up the hill. So to really get that horsepower, you know, you got to think about the tires, the horsepower, the setup there, and you saw Boss really struggle to get to outside zone 2 and Massage to get to outside zone 3. And even again, Buchanan, on second glance, looks like he did have some hiccups. Walk us through it.
Yeah, let's look at Boss. It kind of fell apart for him right after inner clip 1. He was kind of struggling to get fully fill outer zone 2 there, and really cuts the corner into 3. Pretty absent there. You can just kind of hear the engine lugging there, and Buchanan doing a pretty decent job of adapting, but he's keeping his distance because I feel like he's kind of wary of what's going on with Boss in the front there. And does lose a little bit of real estate, but I don't think they're going to ding that against the chase driver because not much else Buchanan can do there. So looking from the eye in the sky from the Air Force replay here as they go up the hill, and you can see Boss, not a lot of angle there, going into outer zone 2, does a little landscaping there through outer zone 3 and shallow there, and then kind of deep into the inner clip 2 as he does get into touch and go pretty well. Buchanan staying in frame here as well as he can, kind of cutting the corner there, but I feel like because of the mistakes in the lead that he just couldn't anticipate well enough what was going on in that chase position. So let's see what the judges think about that run.
Yeah, let's see Buchanan and Boss slide him left for Buchanan, right for Alan Boss. And Buchanan gets the victory, taking out Alan Boss. A good effort there. Would like to get some insight from the judges, just as much as we can. And Reese, if we could throw on that headset there and just elaborate, just to set precedence. So again, where are you guys focusing at? Because a lot of the drivers inside clip 1, that cone is there. That denotes the edge of the track, but you're looking for them to fill with what tire on the track?
So going into inner clip 1, it would be the left front wheel would be going through that box. And going back up the hill, it would be the right front wheel going through that box. Now, for Alan Boss in the lead, there was just a lot of inconsistencies. You can see he dropped the tire coming up into the keyhole, didn't fill out outside zone 3. He definitely went too inside on the inner clip. Alan Boss just had a lot more errors in the lead than Cody Buchanan, so that's why we went with Cody.
Yeah, and Buchanan wasn't absolutely rock solid. He had some little mistakes here and there, but overall, okay, let's so just outdrove him. All right, thank you so much, Reese, and we'll get some insight from you throughout the day, speaking on the judge's behalf. Brian Egger, Vernon, and here we go. Sam Magmumi, and we are looking at Jack Davis. Jack Davis will lead. Neither of these guys we saw yesterday. No, who we got?
Sam's lead.
Okay, Sam's leading. All right, sorry, there we go. Sam Magmumi, and this is a new car for him. Excited to see his E36. Now coming up, look at this. Oh, E36 battle. Wow, look at Magmumi absolutely just ripping into the second, now the third. Now brings it on in. And now transitioning out of the keyhole. Great looking car. And again, Jack Davis, the Deutschwerks BMW, he's been campaigning that vehicle there for a little bit. Magmumi, you know, we've seen him in different cars, and just always, he's loyal to the BMW. The car suits him. You know, we've seen him 1 series, and it just, when he peaks, he goes at it.
Yeah, I feel like Sam knew he was up against. Jack Davis isn't a pushover here. He could have been a little further out on the inner clip 1, but I did like that Sam gave him a decent lead run for Davis to show how well he can chase. Filled out our zone 3 here. We lost a little momentum there. You can see him pulling the handbrake there. Jack Davis kind of cutting the corner there, and also a little bit here in the touch and go, and trying to make up some real estate there, trying to track Sam down here as they transition in the last clip. And Sam, again, these guys are getting in that bad habit. It seems like in practice they do decent, and then their competition brain kicks in, and then they want to dive into those inner clips, and that's a really hard habit to break since we've been doing it so many years.
Absolutely.
But we got to stick to the plan here.
Just have to throttle it back, kind of detune, you know, and again, it is more of a fluid line going from that touch and go, or that initiation into inside clip, and again, that momentum zone, as we call it. Here we go. So now we are seeing Jack Davis out front, Magmumi in the chase, and he is. Yes, sir. This is what we're talking about. Let that lead car do his thing. Let him cook, as the kids say, and Sam having struggles in the chase position. So here we are. Sam showing really good effort in the lead, but now when it comes to chase, he's making some mistakes. Jack ticking all the boxes, really well done. Now Sam gets in tight, gets in the pocket. Jack dives in on that last inside clip, but overall, very aggressive driving from both the drivers. Sam was right there, but
Man,
just could not hold it.
I really wish he could have held that kind of intimidation throughout his chase run there. Look at that, Sam. Matching the angle. Jack a little too deep there on the inner clip 1, and here's kind of where it fell apart for Sam. He loses angle, almost comes out of drift there, almost off course. Jack, he's got that thing geared really right here, left foot breaking through outer zone 3. Kind of we've seen this kind of awkward line before, but it does work out when you want to hit that touch and go because you're hitting that wider line. Sam cutting the corner again. He does gain some ground here, and good mimic of the transition. And again, Jack, we got to get further out on those inner clips. We're not trying to dive in there so much. So I really love the aggression here from Sam. Match that angle. It was a good job. I think he mistimed the transition there going up the hill. As you can see, just about opposite drift there. Almost doing some yard work there as we get around inner clip 2, and does a good job here of the transition, but then also cut there again. So Jack did have a good canvas for him to paint his chase run on, but I feel like Jack did a little better job on both ends, in my opinion.
Well, here we go, Sam Magmumi and Jack Davis, and I assume Jack Davis gets the win, and he does. Jack Davis gets the victory in Prospec. Sam, good effort and very aggressive. Let's throw it down to Lorette Nickel. Lorette?
Well, we met this character last year here in Atlanta, and Cody Buchanan starting the series off just the way he was hoping to. But you are having a little bit of a throttle issue.
Some sort of throttle issue. All of practice yesterday, all we had was 60% of throttle. We think we figured it out. That run felt like I had all throttle, so I mean, if it goes back to 60, we're just going to send it and just more clutch kicks.
Okay. And are you confident in the car, even with 60%?
I'm confident with the car. I'm not confident with myself. That run was sloppy. We're going to try to clean it up.
Cody, thanks.
Thank you so much. Like I said, he sounds like a politician. Sounds like he's running for office. You gotta love it. And look, this guy has too much fun. Love seeing him and my mic was on. I was like, why does he sound like a politician? Sorry for that. I mean that in the most endearing way possible. So Cody Buchanan for office.
Professional elite driver.
Yeah, professional Prospec driver. Gotta love him. He's just having a lot of fun. We are hearing word that Dustin Miles has called the competition time out. He is intended to go against Cam Sorensen, which Brandon Sorensen is in his ear. We'll see what happens here, but we'll advance on. There's Chris Leonard and Adam Knappich. Chris Leonard, give it the beans, buddy. That's what we're talking about here.
Let that pony run.
All right, so they are in the burnout box, the GT Radial Top 32. So there's Chris Leonard on the left and Adam Knappich representing that Donut Media crew. So talking to his spotter, Knappich, just kind of gets in his own head a little bit, and love to see him just flourish, crush it like we know he can. He's been banging away for quite a few years, and always a positive guy, but
for sure
positively wants to win. And again, I know you love Leonard, obviously a Ford Mustang boy, but
I've known Knappich a little longer, so it's a tough battle for me internally.
You take the emotions out of it, dude. Just may the best man win. Here we go, Leonard out in front, Knappich in the chase position. Here comes Leonard down the hill. Knappich. Wow, he is shimming. What is going on, Knappich? A crazy initiation. That was definitely a bold move. You could dodge a Mustang. You could dodge a ball there, Adam. Coming out into that third outside zone. And Knappich, a very uncharacteristic initiation. That threw him off from the start. The car rips up and just throws him in on the inside.
I don't know if it locked up on him and he recovered really well, but that was interesting.
Look at it.
Yeah,
look,
so
he way early up the hill.
Looks like he anticipated that initiation a little too early, but let's give it to Chris Leonard here, filling out that Arizona 2, dipping the tire into the rumble strip just a little bit. Is a little shallow in the outer zone 3 as he powers that Mustang through inner clip 2. Does a good job here into the touch and go and heads down the hill. Almost chaseless driver here as Knappich is still in the fight here as he cuts the corner there to gain some ground right before the finish line. Yeah, that's I'd like to get some insight on that one, but that was a very interesting initiation for Knappich. He's going to have to put down a pretty stellar lead run to shine the judges on with Chris Leonard in the chase here.
Yeah, that was very unique. I think Knappich, I know he's got it in him. That was just very uncharacteristic. Here we go, Adam Knappich, the Donut Media. See, look at that, very fluid. Throw some more angle at it, boom. Need him off of that. Again, we don't want you knocking over the cone. There is a drift box. So look at Knappich, much more comfortable, more fluid. Leonard overshoots it, almost overcooks it. And now coming, look at that fluidity coming, exiting out. So again, Leonard backed her quite a bit.
Way a bit.
Cuts into the inside. Whoa!
Hey.
Leonard dives in the inside, goes for the pass, but want to maintain that position. Got
kind of a moot point there. But
got a little. What did you have for lunch? Was it a ham sandwich?
It was a few sandwiches, but
and cookies.
Yeah, definitely cookies. But Knappich there cutting the line there. I feel like that's kind of. I feel like the judges might put that on Knappic's fault for why Chris Leonard was kind of late to the party here. He had to cut that corner so bad because Knappich, that inner clip 1, was grossly encroached there, even through the grass there, as Leonard kind of struggled to keep up with this whole run, including towards the end there, and almost had a collision course after the finish line. But another look, you can see him get that boop, and Chris Leonard really trying to gain some ground there by cutting ground, and the judges will get a side-by-side here just a little bit. And Knappich, after that little kind of mistake, a little shallow here in outer zone 3, a little deep in inner clip 1, does a good job getting in that touch and going, and Chris Leonard just trying to make up that ground in that Mustang, shortening up the course a little bit to get in his favor, and didn't quite work out for him as well as I think you'd hope.
And the tractor out here cleaning it up. Oh, look at this young man. Dude, that guy, you should see the other guy. The other kid, dude, that guy's shirt's all ripped up, but yo, what's up, green sleeveless shirt kid?
Yeah,
you. Hey, you. Turn around, homeboy. Up, too late. Here we go, side by side.
All right,
what do you got, Matt?
Yeah, let's see the differences here. And you can see Knappich there way early on his chase, and Leonard definitely not hitting the inner clip 1 as nearly as bad as Knappich did. Knappich they had about the similar fillage of the outer zone 2 and 3, a little shallow, both similar in performances in their lead position through the touch and go, and I feel like Knappich just cheated the line a little more in the lead position as far as the inner clips go, and Chris Leonard was still trying to make up for that after his chase run. So I almost want to see him do it again just to clean it up. Let's get a clean battle going, maybe brush it off, but
I don't know.
The needle isn't really going any which direction for me, to be honest.
Yeah, the thing here with me is I don't want to award not ideal driving. I like to award good driving. So,
sure.
I think that, okay, split decision and one more time. So, there it is. So left, right, center, there we have it. So one more time is forced because split decision across the board. One went Knappich, one went Leonard, and the other went one more time. So it is a OMT for Leonard and Knappich. So as we are getting ready for our next battle, making history, joking.
Other Sorensen.
Another. Making history is another Sorensen, Amanda Sorensen, first ever female to podium in Formula Drift history, going against Colin Zielinski. And Amanda's been a busy gal. She picked up a Rockstar Energy Drink sponsorship, still on United States Air Force, so excited for her. She is there on the left-hand side of the screen. And Zielinski with the Fitment S chassis. Saw him the other day at Type S Nightlights. Excited to see what he can do. But the Sorensen trio, Brandon up here in the spotters booth. Brandon, are you spotting for Amanda and Cam? Oh yeah, there you go. All right. So here we go, Amanda Sorensen, Colin Zielinski, and here we go. Amanda coming down the hill. She will be leading. It's the United States Air Force BMW initiating into the outside zone. Zielinski almost identical. Amanda using all the course, so much of the course, gets into the kitty litter, keeps it safe, keeps it trim. Now in the second, now in the third of the keyhole. Zielinski very aggressive. Looks like he's got that horsepower on deck. But that's not always a good
he's
thing.
hungry.
You can see him just right there stabbing it, trying to get on the inside. That's not what you want to do. You might have the horsepower, but the control and the prowess is going to showcase your driving skill. This isn't a drag race. It's not a race to the checkered flag. You got to have that, basically just harness that energy and have that composure and put it right in the pocket.
Right, like I like to say, there's a finish line, but it's not a race.
Right.
So, got to hand it to Zielinski, freshman this year in our Prospec series, and Amanda dipping in the tires there, almost had 3 off there. I think we haven't discussed that 3 off is an incomplete in this this round here. Zielinski, very aggressive, not matching the angle as Amanda is getting around that inner clip 2. Also cutting the course here, Zielinski, but Amanda kind of cleaned it up the back half of the run here as she gets back at her. Again, a little too deep on inner clip 1. If you hear me, spotters, drivers, get on the outside of those things, please. Let's go. Good job there, though, on that first one, except it kind of let her into the gravel there, but headed to Lazinski for staying with it. You know, he didn't give up on that chase, but then he kind of showed that doesn't have quite that temperament yet to stay in that pocket, and he's cutting the lines there, you know, to gain proximity, because we're not just looking for proximity. We want to see mimic them transmissions, stay into that pocket, and stay on the course that the lead car is, not just cutting it during the transitions.
Yeah, you really have to mimic that. And Zielinski seemed just metaphorically like a bull in the stable, just ready to go. But you just got to be smooth. Yeah, you got to be smoother and rougher, or smoother, and just place the car properly. Here we go now. Zielinski with the clean air. Amanda Sorensen in that chase position. Good initiation there by Zielinski. Look, Amanda pedaling back, and watch. I mean, both these guys and gal have horsepower. Now coming up the hill into that second, now into the third. Amanda.
Okay.
Yep. Again, there's that horsepower, but not diving in. So good proximity. Let's see her mimic that angle now. Fluid out of Zielinski. Look at. So again, once Zielinski has that clean air, much more driving prowess. You can see just has the horsepower, but Amanda was right there. Wasn't as stabby as Zielinski was in the chase position. So, you know, some great driving on either sides as far as horsepower and placement, but some points of improvement that could get refined depending on whoever moves on.
Yeah, I feel like Zielinski had a little, on the first half of his lead run, was better than Amanda's here. As you can see, they did a great job on the initiation and on their inner clip one, but this is where it was better with Zielinski. He didn't go off course. He filled out his own well. He also, what I like to see is what he did right there was added angle to slow the car down instead of foot brake or hand brake, and did a good job of drawing that arc through outer zone 3, inner clip 1, and then touch and go. Amanda was showing temperament, like you said, Jared, and not trying to cut the line like Zielinski did, but I feel like Zielinski had just a touch cleaner lead run over Amanda on this one. So she's just cut the corner there just a little bit, but that's kind of the nature of the beast on that initiation there, and he does pull angle, but he does add it there, and really sets himself up really well into that outer zone 3, draws a really nice arc early on, and exits the zone where he wanted to. A couple wheels in that square box we got painted out. That's the inner clip, not what's on the grass, and does a good job of pouring on the angle down the hill. Great job on that inner clip 3, and through the finish line. Needles wavering kind of in that blue car.
Waiting for the verdict here to see. And we are seeing Amanda Sorensen and Zielinski. Slide him left for Sorensen, right for Zielinski, and Zielinski gets 1 vote, 2 votes. Zielinski gets the win. Amanda Sorensen knocked out. And Reese would love to get the headset on there briefly. Just a quick definition there of your guys critiquing.
Yeah, I think overall what we saw there is that Amanda Sorensen had a really good job going into inner clip 1, but unfortunately kind of overshot a little bit, dropped the tire. Coming up the hill, because of dropping the tire, you kind of wavered a little bit to get back into her momentum again. So those were some really big errors. Also coming back into inner clip, the last inner clip, kind of off a little bit. So we ended up going with Colin having a better lead, and that's why he ended up getting the win.
Awesome, thank you so much. And again, so Amanda Sorensen knocked out. Zielinski moving on. Speaking of Sorensen, making some history, 13 years old. Cam Sorensen wins the seeding brackets. He's going against Dustin Miles.
Okay, so, yeah, we're going back there.
We are back and revisiting Cam Sorensen, winner of seeding bracket from Las Vegas, Nevada. And Brandon Sorensen, his older brother, competing in the Pro Championship. Amanda Sorensen competing here in Prospec. So again, Dustin Miles is positioned and ranked higher than Cam Sorensen regardless of his victory in seeding brackets. Whoa. Cam Sorensen overcooks it, gets into the kitty litter. Dustin Miles with the new livery here. He comes up the hill, kind of straightens out. He shoots up into outside zone 2 and 3. Now Cam playing a bit of catch up here. He might be young, but regardless, the car doesn't show an age. And now transitioning back up the hill. Cam goes way on the inside. So transition back, Cam Sorensen. We saw that fender pop off in seating brackets as well. Those things just do not want to stay on the car. Excuse me, but Dustin Miles out front.
Yeah, I felt like Dustin Miles did a great job giving Cameron a canvas to paint his chase car on. A little contact there, Jared, we didn't see in the live show. But Cameron dropping a lot of tires off there. Dustin Miles is a kind of a unique approach here. Almost followed the old outer zone 2, or what was 2, now 3, going into that and going through pinner clip 2 and drawing a good line there, going back down the line. Dustin acting like there wasn't a car back there, which is kind of what you want to do in the lead position. Just hit your marks and do a good job. Cameron was kind of I think he had top 32 jitters there. You know, he got the seating under his belt, and I think he just got a little excited behind the wheel.
All right, so as we clean up the track, Cam Sorensen, he was excited, he was pumped up, and this was against Shelly Hansen yesterday, which Shelly came out swinging literally just on her initiation. Both Cam and her had really aggressive initiations coming down the hill, and it really lent well. So this was the finals of seeding brackets. Colette Davis, sans the handbrake, you can see how she was rolling in there, but Cam out front. Tried to go for it in the chase position against Dustin Miles, but just did not pay off. But you can see good fluid line there. Not so much what we're seeing in the chase position, just a lot more confident out front, as all the drivers are, because you're just focused on your lead run, not looking in your rearview mirrors. Once you do that, you just never know what kind of mind games you play with yourself. And there it is. Cam Sorensen gets the victory. Excited for him.
So far.
All right, so we got the whiteboards out. We got one, yeah, so.
Okay. Poor Nate Chen. He always gets picked on.
Nate Chen was driving crazy. I don't care what you say about him. His actions speak louder than words, man. He's absolutely killing it out there.
Yeah, Cameron's going to have to do the lead runs he did yesterday just as well, if not better, to, you know, let Miles, you know, make his own mistakes behind him.
Yep, that seems to be the trend right now. Just maybe a little bit of nerves, you know, first round jitters. Here we are, Atlanta, so much history here. You know, I was talking to Shanahan, the other Jack Shanahan, and said, hey, welcome to Formula Drift Atlanta. You go against Chris Forsberg, who has the driver with the most history here. Here we go, Cam Sorensen, 13 years old, initiation out front. That Spider BMW comes in way too tight. Onto that inside clip. We need him to push out a little bit, but look at this. The rocket pulling away from Dustin Miles into that third outside zone. Perfect. Absolutely well done. Dustin Miles, he is making some mistakes in that chase position. Maybe getting a little out horsepowered here by the Sorensen BMW. Miles, fluid and consistent, but not hitting those ticks. As well as Sorensen was way on the inside. We want to see and that's why I specifically threw Reese on the headset at the top of the show.
Yeah.
When you go down, you want that front left in that box. When you come back, that front right in the box.
Look, one of the huge main points, when you cut the corner that severe, even if Miles was that as far back as he was, you're really pinching off a driver if he was right in that pocket to begin with, and that's not what we want to see here.
Yep.
So it also shortens up the course, it makes it faster, so you're not really giving the opportunity to the chase driver, and Miles did have to cut some corners there. I feel like you mentioned there was probably a little bit of a horsepower deficit with Miles in that JZ against that supercharged V8 BMW of Cameron Sorensen. As we take another look at it from the drone in the sky, as they go up the hill, you can see that horsepower difference. And Miles really absent in that outer zone 3, as Cameron did do a good job of drawing that arc nice and smooth and on the way down, but keeps hugging those inner clips way too tight.
Yeah, I really liked what Cam did, kind of the meat of the sandwich. You know, the bread being the inner clips 1 and what becomes 3. The middle of it, the core and where the real flavor is, did really well. The bun, you know,
he keeps tearing the crust off.
Yeah, dude, just you know, it's unfortunate, but I'll tell you what, Miles, he was back there struggling in the meat, so it was kind of the inverse of what Cam did.
Yeah,
I do believe it's kind of deserving of side by side, and here we go. So yeah, Miles is leading on the left, Sorensen leading on the right.
Yeah, over here we can kind of see those inner clip mistakes. I feel like Miles hit them a lot better. I mean, you're talking about a 15-20 foot difference, and you mentioned we almost forgot about Cameron going off course there severely, and there was contact there, and he made up the ground with his horsepower. So Miles did look a little more comfortable, I feel like, in the lead than Cameron, but Miles also did miss the touch and go there. That was probably one big deficit I can take away from Miles, and he did cut that corner a little short there on inner clip 3. So that's for the judges to decide, you know, which one they like better.
Let's see what we got here from Cam Peterson and Dustin Miles. Waiting for the outcome here. We do have the one more time of Knappich and Leonard. Waiting for the verdict. Still deliberating here. See the judges conversing. Slide them left for Dustin Miles, right for Cameron Sorensen. One more time, and one more time. So
clean it up, boys.
Yeah, and this is another case of a Leonard Knappich. I think this is even more deserving. You know, like I said, Leonard Knappich, they just had mental lapses, I think. You know, Knappich, notably on that initiation, he initiated way too high in this situation. They both just had equally bad chase runs. I'm just going to call it like it is, but
less than stellar.
Yeah, good lead runs as far as placement of the car, aggressiveness, but you know, just clean it up. But some great driving overall. But both Dustin and Cam have another shot at advancing on. So let's revisit the one more time of Knappich and Leonard. All right, so again,
little top 32 nerves. Now they get new life. All the drivers with those one more times get new life. Let's
first run. I don't know what you're talking about. Never heard of her.
The cards.
Never heard of her. Chris Leonard leading, Knappich giving chase. Some food for thought on both sides of the start chicane. Leonard leading in the Mustang. Knappich chase him down. Donut, Optima batteries, S chassis. Leonard coming down the hill. Works it side to side. There we go. Knappich, a straight line approach, not the big wide swing that he initiated on. Leonard now comes up the hill in that second outside zone into that third. Both of them just flirting with it. Feel like that allowed Knappich to get proximity, but he had to back off. He dove in. He didn't swing it out. He thought he had to kind of go for the beeline, and that's just that patience, that reservation of just controlled, just let it kind of breathe a little bit and then get up there. Like when you dive in, you have to back off immediately, especially when you go for the beeline.
And that's what you talk about judging in that transition. If you can do that with that speed and temper it and not have to catch up later, that's what they want to see here. So again, I saw Chris Leonard. He went too deep in the inner clip 1, did a good job here, but he was barely tickling outer zone 3 here, and a little good temperament there with inner clip 2 as we run around the touch and go, and Knappich trying to cut the corner there. I think there's a little bit of a horsepower grip session going here, and Chris Leonard again getting too deep in the inner clip 1, as we've seen a lot here in the top 32 so far. So let's flip and reverse it and see what Knappich can do in some clean air.
Adam Knappich, Chris Leonard. Adam Knappich will lead into that first outside clip. Nice job, or first inside clip, excuse me. Now transition. Very smooth out front is Knappich. Now coming, nice. Oh, Leonard. And he dove in, and that's what let's talk about, just that reservation into and out of the keyhole in the horseshoe.
Okay, let's see here.
And now transitioning. And Knappich, really well done. Love Leonard's aggression going into that third outside zone, and you saw coming out of it. Again, I think both of them definitely progressed from their first run going to the second.
At least half a cup. Anyway, so I like the aggression here from Knappich here. Good line there going through inner clip 1. And Leonard trying to reel him in there, pulling a little angle out of the car as Knappich here. It seemed like his car didn't like to be operated at that low of an angle, and kind of lost some ground there. But Knappich way wide and kind of drove an awkward line after inner clip 2, going to that touch and go. Leonard, though, doing a great job here, mimicking the angle. Really good transition there by both parties, and Leonard kind of closed the door there in his chase position, and I like what I saw there. So you can see here, drivers are on a really good line here after inner clip 1. Leonard still trying to make up some ground. And Knappich kind of gave an opportunity there going deep in outer zone 2, but he also was shallow in 3, as was Leonard, as he tries to make up some ground here going into the touch and go. And this is where things kind of shined up a little bit for both parties, as they did a good job drawing that line to the finish, and up the hill they went. And let's see what the judges thought as we look at Max there.
So here we go. Slide him left for Leonard or right for Knappich. Knappich gets the victory. So great effort by Leonard and Knappich. And there it is. Adam Knappich gets the victory and advances on into a great effort by Leonard. You got to love it.
Yeah. I think it was a tough one.
Hold his head high, man. And I think both those guys got a little bit of a gift from either side. Great driving. Got to love it. And here we advance on
so
to, and
Farouk is absent.
Okay, Farouk is okay. Just wanted to clarify because I believe yesterday I saw a great looking car.
Right.
He put up a post. He's like, man, love seeing this car. Love purple. You know, him and his lady and his daughter, they love it. And unfortunately, Farouk not here. Love you, Farouk. Hopefully see you soon. But unfortunately, just you know, not able to. He's like, I'm gutted to say it. Won't be a Formula Drift, but he's got a smile on his face. Great attitude. But Farouk not here. But looking forward to another Mustang in the building.
The silver. That's one silver line. The other one is this is Matt Bystrak's debut event for this car, and so now he gets a golden pass top 16.
And that's got to be a level of comfort for him. He's, I think, a very talented driver. I know this car was intended to be debuted last year,
right?
And here it is. So, man, look at the Mustangs being developed, and you know the Fords, you know, and you know what? Let's lay back and listen to Mr. Bystrak, and while he's running, let's throw it down to Lorette Nickel. Lorette, what is going on, homegirl?
Well, talk about coming to Atlanta as a rookie and then winning your first top 32, and then the car shuts down. Colin, I wanted to get an update with what's happening.
Okay, yeah, so basically right as we came up the hill and stopped after the second battle, we lost the blower belt, and then the car completely shut off. So I went to, it fired up, I rolled away, and then it killed itself. So now we're diagnosing. I'm going to plug into the link ECU and see what sensor is bad or what's not working and go from there.
And it's been quite a journey to actually get you guys here, hasn't it?
Yeah, the last 2 months have been a little bit shaky. We blew up the motor on the dyno, and then 2 weeks ago we set the car on fire on the dyno as well. So it's been like refresh and rebuild the car when it wasn't supposed to be. So yeah, it's been a lot.
It's been a lot, but you can see from the team that all of these guys line hearts here to get to the start line at Atlanta. Well done. We'll see you in top 16, guys.
Thank you so much, Lorette, and some great insight there from the driver up on the hill. And I just love the different perspectives. You know, we're always up here in the tower and the box, or obviously you're down the line. I am.
I can pick up perspectives. Yeah. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah, and that's what's really cool there. Seeing Lorette and giving some great insight there. So, yes, sir. So, we are getting the track prepped. Absolutely loving the variety of manufacturers, the builds, you know, with Ford, you know, getting heavily involved with drifting. Toyota as a manufacturer getting involved with drifting. Nissan with Forsberg, you know, Forsberg edition truck, which is very cool. And just all the females in competition. It's so rad. The variety, the age difference, just all of it. It should absolutely be celebrated. Just on the whole. The potpourri that is Formula Drift, man. It smells so good, man. And a new way of scoring points this year in seating bracket. When you win, you get awarded points. Just because you pulled a line, no points. You have to win. So in seating bracket, it's 3 points for every battle you win. Here in the actual competition head-to-head, not seating brackets, you get 10 points for every round you win.
Yeah. And that's why this is actually super live here and up to date as we speak, but that's why Klinsky is now currently leading the championship.
Well done.
10 points.
Yep, there it is. All right, don't go anywhere. When we come back, more of the Formula Drift Link Engine Management Prospec Championship.
ECU, let's get it. We got the spiciest K-Series built.
Supercharged Ford Eliminator engine.
Oh, good old SR20 Blink Monsoon is so rowdy.
Naturally aspirated, 1,000 horsepower, LS-based engine, and then we're going to add nitrous on top of it.
Running an S54 controlled by Link ECU. Link direct injection EcoBoost Fox body. I actually put an F824 in it.
B58, E46, Link ECU. No matter what engine you have, it's a stock K24 or it's a 1,000-wheel 2J. Link ECU all day.
These are my race treads for going the distance.
Racetreads.com. Tires for every adventure.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Welcome back to Road Atlanta. The party continues in the Link Engine Management Prospec Championship. It's all smiles for Miles. And speaking of Miles, we'll be seeing Dustin Miles here in a moment, going against that 13 years young Cam Sorensen.
About a generation apart there.
Yeah. Again, I could be, I could be a lot of these, drivers' dads, but, regardless of age and, talking, I've been around a lot of young racers, female racers, different, them and they racers, and just it's really cool and should be celebrated. And cars don't show a number, don't show any sort of gender. They just party, man. And
That's right.
I'm talking about checkered flags, if it's rallycross or if it's any sort of form of racing, and it's obviously if it's drifting. The cars are absolutely on. Oh, is this a buy run? We're on a buy run. Getting some info here. So Dustin Miles, he had issues. So this is a buy run. So we are finding out that Dustin Miles had a radiator issue. So the young buck, Cam Sorensen, gets a bit of a gift as he advances on into the 16. Congratulations to Cam Sorensen. All right, well, as Cam advances on, some more insight from Lorette Nickel. Lorette.
Well, I was just getting the rundown from Matt. So he moved from the S13 to the Mustang. What a place to debut it here in Atlanta. How's the handling of the car?
So it's way, way different. Going from the S13 to this is obviously a completely different platform. Before this event, we shook it down in a parking lot, and that's about it. So the first actual laps of driving this car and this chassis and this setup and everything we're doing is here at Road Atlanta. So we're really trying to figure it out. So our laps aren't great, but we're putting it together best we can, I guess.
Okay, and what's the team thinking? What is the consensus here?
The team's saying, why did you spend all this money and do this? Your S13 worked great. I'm questioning the same thing. But no, it's an awesome, awesome car. It's an awesome chassis. I think it has a lot of cool capabilities that I just kind of need to figure out how to do,
Matt, thanks so much. Best of luck, guys.
Thank you so much, Lorette, and a great attitude there. Just why? Well, because you want to have.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Just having fun here. Great, as he said, just figuring it out here as we move on to Talaska and Heichman.
Oh, a little bit of a restart
Full
there.
Start there, I assume. Rolled out. Roll out. Ludicrous called. He wants his rollout back. So Talaska will lead. Heichman giving chase. Heichman competed in the Prospec seeding brackets yesterday. Were you watching Talaska in practice?
Oh yeah, he's been ripping.
Yeah,
for
he
sure.
has. He's got a good attitude. Really, really calm. Again, kind of him and Buchanan have that same kind of cool, goofy, nerdy drift energy.
Yeah, it must be a Midwest thing because Talaska's a Wisconsin homie too. So
in a great way, just from F1 to NASCAR to obviously drifting, everybody's got just these great personalities. And Formula Drift is full of them. So here we go. Corey Talaska out front, Heichman in that chase position. Here comes Talaska. Wow. Initiates. Wow, great. Yeah. definitely warrants a wow. Now, oh, wow, coming through. Heischman dives through the smoke. You know, we saw him running last night. The Wallhugs Wallhugs Mustang, Talaska in that BMW out front. Look at the fluidity here.
Yes.
This is what we're looking for. I really love the way they're utilizing all the track. Boom, Talaska puts it, that front left. We wanted that right, cut it out a little more, but keeping it off the cone, keeping off the edge of the track, and that allowed Heischman to showcase his driving as well.
Yeah,
really well done.
He's talking about wall hugs. He was giving Talaska some door hugs here as we get through the course here, as Talaska nice and smooth out front, and Heischman staying right there with him, mimicking the angle well. He did get a little forward in that pocket that we want him in the chase position, cutting a little bit of corner there as we get through outer zone 3, but then he kind of dials it back here. Great job mimicking the transition there as they go through the touch and go, and Talaska pouring on the smoke to that JZ E36 equipped car he's got, and a great job by Talaska again getting through that inner clip now 3, and not staying too deep as we've seen a kind of a pattern here this afternoon from elite drivers kind of cutting those inner clips. But let's see what that LS-powered Mustang can do out front and see what Talaska can give paint on that lead car's canvas.
Yep. All right, the wall hugs. It's like a, you know, you don't want to fully embrace. It's not a bro hug.
How big is his wall?
Yeah, exactly. He's got big arms there. Heischman out front. Talaska chases him down, nose is in. Initiates, just throws it right to the side. Talaska very confident in his car, in his equipment. Just no equipment sympathy at all. Mechanical sympathy now coming in. Yes, sir. Talaska keeps the composure. Heischman, this is what the judges were anticipating. Showcase a good lead run, and that chase car, oh man, just baiting. That area makes me so nervous. After what we've seen from Ferris getting lost in the smoke yesterday, today Casey Cole in the M-Spec car, he went hard into the wall earlier today. So that wall on exit, it comes up on you quick.
We didn't get to see that Talaska initiation behind Heischman there, but that was just absolutely awesome as he does a great job of staying in that pocket, does lessen the angle of Heischman. Heischman's pouring on the angle here as he gets through that inner clip too, and does a great job here. This is probably the widest lead run we've seen coming down the hill so far in top 32 as Talaska stays right there with him and does pull away towards the finish, but got to give it to Heischman there. This is going to be a good battle. I bet they're going to call side-by-side here if they don't. Be surprised, but yeah, I really like what Heischman did out in the front. Yeah, you know, Talaska had a great job of leading it, gave him a good opportunity. A little left foot braking almost through the entirety of outer zone 2 here as Talaska right there on his door. He's giving him his own door hugs as Heischman is giving him the wall hug. So look at that, almost all the way out to those rumble strips, and he draws a really nice line here, but does kind of cut that inner clip 3 a little bit shorter than we want to see. Almost flirting with the grass there in the rumble strip. So, that's a good battle. I liked it.
Yep. Okay, so waiting for the verdict here. Slide him left for Talaska. Heischman on the right. One more time. Talaska and one more time. All right, well.
Fair. That's kind of one more time that I know you like to see. You know, it's kind of hard. There's nothing to, no big mistakes.
It awards good driving.
Yeah.
Not just like who's potentially a little bit better than, you know, I hate to kind of focus on the bad, but when it's got more kind of mistakes than it does kind of victories.
Yeah. Speaking of, I thought Cameron was young, but I guess
Kelsey Rawlings, an absolute weapon. Love to see her back in Formula Drift, and she has been such a present force here. Love to see her get on the box here in Atlanta. Kelsey Rawlings and Havich will come down the hill. Here comes Kelsey Rawlings. And Jace now in that nonstop tuning. Yep, Havoc, thank you so much. Ooh, Kelsey, little correction there. Heart on the hood as Havoc now into, banging doors, banging, grinding into that door of Kelsey Rawlings. Now coming back down the hill.
Oh, another contact. Oh
boy.
Oh.
Kelsey and Jace going hard on the wall. Let's make sure they're okay. Pulling the pin.
That's what happened to Casey in practice. There was contact in that transition, and only he went in the wall. This is unfortunate. Yep, the wall moved.
Could see Kelsey moving. That's good. Just want to make sure they're okay. Get thumbs up and make sure they're all right. Can see them there. Okay, and as you saw, Kelsey was up front and Havoc was in the chase position. Kelsey was going through the course, the first run of this.
Yeah, I was like their bash bars in that transition just kind of locked.
Just linked up.
We're going to wait for a replay until we get a thumbs up.
Just laying out here to confirm that they are okay. That was
simmer.
The passenger side going into the wall. All right, we just got word that might have knocked the wind out of Kelsey, so she will be going into the ambulance, but they are saying they are okay, but might have knocked the wind out of Kelsey Rawlings. So if you could just put your hands together for Kelsey Rawlings and Jace Havoc. Going hard on the wall, making sure they're okay, just laying out and confirming that wall has really
no mercy.
Has been a presence here this round of Formula Drift. You know, like I said, right before the previous battle, there's Kelsey. Yeah, you could see just the. Yeah, and Jace is out of his car. So again, another round of applause, if you will, for Kelsey Rawlings and Jace Havoc. So, and this is, you know, up until this point, Kelsey put the car in the right places. Matt, you can see right here, Jace. Back there quite a bit of distance. A little wobble there big wobble, from Kelsey going into second and third outside zone.
Yeah, we had a little contact there, a little rubbing, and I think that's kind of the foreshadowing of what happened here next. As you can see, Jay just putting on there, and it just got locked in. Oof.
It's a hard hit, and from this angle, can't do anything.
I don't think anybody could do anything. Got a little good thing that fire stayed extinguished there too. Yeah, I stand by that. Those bash bars just locked them in.
Yeah, and they're at speed, so just looked like they hooked up and could not go anywhere, and they were at speed, ready to go back up the hill, and that momentum just pushed them straight. So just a lot of understeer and just plowed straight in. Yeah, very unfortunate. Glad they're okay. Glad they stepped outside of the car. I'm sure they'll both be sore, but glad they're able to walk out and go seek medical attention. So that was the first portion of their battle. So again, we saw this earlier in practice with Casey Cole. Looks like Kelsey's already on the phone, maybe talking to her team, her pops even. I know her dad is part of her team. So, all right. Well, we're gonna reset here at round one of the Link Engine Management Prospec Championship, and again, just a little bit of an incident there from Jace Havoc and Kelsey Rawlings. We'll continue with the action one more times, almost halfway through our top 32. Remember, we have a halftime break when we come back around 7 p.m. for our opening ceremonies here at Road Atlanta.
Racetreads.com. Tires for every adventure.
get it. We got the spiciest K-Series built.
Supercharged Ford Eliminator engine.
Oh, good old SR20 Blink monsoons. So rowdy.
Naturally aspirated, 1,000 horsepower, LS-based engine. And then we're going to add nitrous on top of it. Running an S54 controlled by Link ECU. Link direct injection EcoBoost Fox body.
I actually put an FA24 in it. B58, E46, Link ECU. No matter what engine you have, it's a stock K24 or it's a 1,000-wheel 2J. Link ECU all day.
Welcome back to the streets of Long Beach. Once again, here we are. Cars are staged, the flags are waving, the umbrellas are out, the track is hot, the wind is blowing, and the drivers are ready. Here's Chris, the Force, for first! Forsberg applying the pressure outside zone 3. Make some noise for Northern California zone, the beast from the Bay, Matt Field! Do that first outside zone, and Corvette slides it. Oh! You know him, you love him, Mr. Adam LZ! Look at Adam LZ in his BMW.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Dan hasn't seen this yet. This is our Rally Auto Parts Random Part Challenge. We figure we're going to switch it up a little bit this year. So our first victim is going to be Radan Burkett. Radan, the gears are turning.
It's like an idler control valve.
Ooh, close.
No, it's not.
Yeah, so
Wait. The EGR valve for a Ford.
Wow! To be continued. It's off of a vehicle, but hey, Radan got it right. Look at that. He said EGR valve. That's exactly what this thing is. Victim number 2 for the day on the O'Reilly Auto Parts Random Part Challenge. What is that?
We were just coming in, but something's going here. Yeah, I don't know. Some kind of pressure sensor. 2002 Prius right here. Good enough for me. What is it?
It is an EGR ignition valve.
I've never seen them today.
Yeah, and nor will he ever see one again. So, victim number 3 for the day for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Random Part Challenge is Mario.
This bud. Dude, really? You gotta come with me a little bit better than this, bud. It's an EGR valve.
Oh, piece of cake.
He's a weapon.
You make a model? Any guesses?
Looking at that connector, I could have just known the year, make model, not that
Hey, but you got it.
It's EGR valve.
It is an EGR valve. I knew I should have.
No problem.
The next victim for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Random Part Challenge, Matt Field. This guy works on this guy, see what he thinks. What is that?
It's definitely like a solenoid of some sort. It's gotta be like a starter for a small engine.
All right,
we're gonna say a headlight solenoid for a 1972 Alfa Romeo.
There it is. It's the flicker fluid actuator valve.
For the Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, for the Alfa Romeo. Yeah, it is a EGR valve.
What? Oh, yeah. All right. What a weird thing, dude.
Yeah. I'm gonna mess with this. This is street car stuff. We gotta do this.
Yeah. I should have cooked it.
Well done, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, we have some great information here. We are here from Kelsey's spotter and Habik's spotter. They are saying they are good. Habik feels bad about, obviously, they were locked in. He couldn't go anywhere. Those bash bars you could see, they got locked in, threw it on the wall. So Habik feels bad. Kelsey, she says, I need to take my helmet off. That was a hard hit, but they are okay. So just wanted clarification. They are okay. Hard hit equipment. I've seen better days, but you know that is racing. We'll see. Obviously, you can see the passenger side of both their vehicles there, just going in, and yeah, definitely a bummer, but I'm glad they're okay.
Yeah, at least, you know, caveat of that, her car is rolling. So that's a good sign. Unfortunately, Apex looks like it suffered even more damage. It's on the flatbed there, and we're going to get this wall situation sorted out and get back to drifting here shortly.
Yep. So we will continue on with the action here in just a little bit. You can see that wall pushed over. We'll get that back into place. But again, glad just clarifying once again, Kelsey Rawlings and Jace Havoc are good. Taking a look at it again. This is them up into the keyhole. Now coming out, unlocking it, but talking about locking, they lock in here, boom, back bars, locked in, can't go anywhere, and hard hit.
Just that sound, man. Woof.
Yeah, and like you said, eerie how it just glitched out real quick there.
Yeah, these guys have the front seat.
That hurts. That just hurts the soul.
It's crazy how heavy those walls are and how much they move with that impact. That's insane.
Yep. So again, Jace and Kelsey are okay. It bears repeating. So we will fix up the track. We'll be right back here at round 1 of the Link Engine Management Prospec Championship.
Wow, look at this. It's a sold-out crowd. Formula Drift is back. Are you ready to meet your top 16? Make some noise!
I think the first round of the year is really all about getting back in the groove and hopefully coming out swinging, and we're trying to do that.
With the 3-time Formula Drift champion, Frederick Osbo! Yes, sir. There we go. Frederick Osbo, the hammer being dropped.
We're here to have fun. We're here to put on a show, and we're trying to not pressure ourselves too much.
Ken Gushi trying to catch the Supra. These guys are going for it. And Frederick Osbo gets the win unanimously.
Are things dialed in for you?
The last battle with Ken felt great. Felt like I finally got the lead run down. I had a pretty solid chase on him. And I'm going to need everything I got now because I'm going up against Ryan next.
Here we go, Frederick Osbo. Right now, his bitter enemy, Ryan Turk, but Ryan Turk's gonna fight for it. Lurking in the smoke, well done.
You're trying to have the fastest car out there so that you can keep up with the other guys and ideally run away from them a little bit.
Okay, here's the second half of this battle. Yes, sir. Here's a shovel. Can you dig it? 1, 2 outside zone.
They're always chasing these compromises of having really fast and competitive car that's also easy to drive. That's when you have the upper hand from a car point of view.
Sliding left for Osbo, and Frederick Osbo gets the win, narrowly nudging him out. Our final 4 is here. James Dean versus Adam LZ, Brandon Sorensen versus Frederick Osbo.
The competition is getting tougher and tougher, and this year it is absolutely true.
Right now, another veteran versus a rising young talent. Frederick Osbo gets all the way out there, so does Sorensen. He's in that pocket, and needs to mimic that angle, parallel, and he does.
We have some really talented drivers coming up for Prospec, so I think this is the season you want to win if you want to be the best.
James Dean waiting in the wings, trying to see who's going against. Brandon Sorensen, Air Force BMW, gets all the way out there. Frederick Osbo, look at that grip. Now in the chase position, that's where it really shines. Frederick Osbo, the Rockstar pilot, comes around in that final inside clip. They deserve to be here in the final 4.
Yeah, agreed.
And here we go, slide him left for Frederick Osbo. Osbo gets the win, the Rockstar pilot. We know that Adam LZ is 3rd place, but in the finals, James the Machine Dean, 4-time champion, going against this man, 3-time champion, Frederick Osbo, who's with Lorette Nickel.
So obviously we were trying to figure out how to bring it to the battle with James, and he's, as everyone can see, on point. The guy to beat out here. Excellent lead runs, excellent chase runs.
You ready for the battle at hand?
I was born ready.
Best of luck, Frederick.
7 championships between these 2 drivers. Here we go. James the Machine Dean out front, Frederick Osbo in the chase position. Look at the massive angle from James Dean. Frederick Osmo chases him down. Well done, gets into the pocket. James, massive angle.
What's it going to come down to?
It's going to come down to the nuances.
What we are looking at are the two most dominating drivers in drifting history, going head-to-head and trying to nudge each other and figure out the last 1%.
Oh, doctor! Oh! Split decision! They're going one more time! Gangsters, absolute warriors of Formula Drift. Look at James shaking up. This is the James we have not seen at all. James Dean transitions into that final inside clip. Round of applause of both of these champions. There is Freddie's team. Look at them. Come on.
Yeah.
Celebratory burnouts, are they? And now your winner, unanimously, Frederick the Norwegian Hammer Osmo.
This is all the emotions. It's relief, it's excitement, it's happiness, it's joy. It takes a lot out of you mentally, and then you win. And you're like, did that just happen?
Without further ado, your winner, Frederick the Norwegian Hammer Osmo!
If you win this one, you're usually on a good one for the rest of the season, and nothing's guaranteed, but taking out the rest of them today, it gives me a lot of confidence leading into the rest of the season.
Congratulations to Frederick Osmo, your points leader after round one. Send it, Long Beach, see you in Atlanta.
Racetreads.com. Tires for every adventure.
ECU, let's get it.
We got the spiciest K-Series built.
Supercharged Ford Eliminator engine.
Oh, good old SR20. Blink Monsoon is so rowdy.
Naturally aspirated, 1,000 horsepower, LS-based engine. And then we're gonna add nitrous on top of it.
Running an S54 controlled by Link ECU. Link direct injection EcoBoost Fox body.
I actually put an F824 in it. B58, E46, Link ECU. No matter what engine you have, it's a stock K24 or it's a 1,000-wheel 2J. Link ECU all day.
Welcome back to the streets of Long Beach. Once again, here we are. Cars are staged, the flags are waving, the umbrellas are out, the track is hot, the wind is blowing, and the drivers are ready. He is Chris the Force Forford! Force ring applying the pressure outside, go free! Make some noise for Northern California zone, the beast from the Bay! Vito! Do that first outside zone, that Corvette slides it. Oh! You know him, you love him, Mr. Adam LZ! Look at Adam LZ, this BMW.
We are back. You can see this overhead view, a beautiful day. Nice and cool, a little bit of breeze, but that's always It's always nerve-wracking. You know, they say the calm before the storm.
Yeah, it is eerily calm now with those
Yeah,
clouds coming
that's
in.
literally what happens. Is it gets like you say, eerily calm, or just instinctively calm, and then it just throws in. All right, back to the action. We got Talaska and Heischman coming down the hill. This is the one more time here. So Talaska and Heischman. Here comes Talaska leading, good initiation. Wow. And look at Heischman. Gets into formation. Whoa, pucks his nose out with that Ford Mustang. Coming up the hill into the horseshoe, into that third outside zone. Talaski's all of it. Heischman comes up a bit short. Might have wall hug, but he is outside of the zone.
Oh, no.
And Heischman, he gets lost. Oh, he is on the wrong side of the course. Lost in the smoke. Talaska, Spy Hunter, throws up that smoke signal and just blinds out Heischman. Did not go. So that we're going to see the truth serum, that overhead drone. That's really going to show you what happened.
Yeah, we'll get to that point here quick, but I really love the initiation by both parties here as we jam through interclip 1 there. Heischman cut in the corner there a little bit, trying to gain that proximity way outside on outside zone 2, but Talaska showing that temperament, filling all the zones appropriately, and that interclip. Heischman still cutting corners, and this is where it kind of falls apart for Heischman. He gets lost in that smoke, does a little dirt drop, and then abandons ship on the track, and Talaska's still out there partying in the front, doing a great job. I really liked his lead run here. I feel like he polished up from his previous one, from where there was needing improvements, which there wasn't very much because we had a really good first battle. We were just kind of nitpicking and wanted it one more time, so let's reverse roles and see what Heischman can do out front.
What do you mean we? What do you mean we, the judges?
You got a oh, we?
No, you said we wanted them. And I agree with the judges. I sided with them. But, both Talaska and Heischman. Heischman is at a bit of a deficit here, just going with so much off-road. Look how much dirt he pulled onto the track. That corner has wreaked more havoc on this event than it ever has in the past.
Yeah,
I mean, we've seen it wet, and like ESSA, I remember notably getting mudded.
Yeah, I think I've in the several years that I've been on the crew, I think I've seen 2 people go into that wall.
Yeah,
and we've had multiple just this weekend. I don't know what's in the air, but it's unfortunate.
There's Mr. Rawlings. There's Kelsey's dad. Like I said, Kelsey on the phone immediately as she stepped into. They're like, all right, let's go for it. So all hands on deck in the Rawlings camp. And yeah, exactly. 10 minutes, you signaled to me there, Matt Soap. She has a 10-minute allotment to get hands on the car because we are hearing that Havoc has said, nope, donezo, he is done. As it was, unfortunately, it was his fault, correct? Or, okay, it was. So Havoc had a 5-minute allotment, but he has said, no, I'm unable to fix it. So he has bowed out. Kelsey Rawlings, if she's able to finish it, has a bye run, she would have some time between 32 and 16. So if they can get it back together in decently running order run, you would acquire the 10 points, advance on, you have a halftime break. We have the entirety of the other side of the 32 and that halftime break.
Yeah, what you'll have to do is, put on a non-judged lead lap is what you'll have to do to advance on. So
almost halfway through, and we've seen 3 one more times here, just on the first half of the 32. Now, here we are seeing that is Heischman out front, Talaska in the chase position. Big sweep in front of Talaska into the outside zone, past the inside clip. And now, look at this, they're alternate positions. Woo! Yes, sir, the Mustang giving the wall hugs and giving those outside zone hugs. That Yellow Speed Racing BMW Talaska coming through the keyhole. And he drops into formation.
There we go.
Here goes Talaska. And Heischman now past that inside.
Oh no! Come on, guys.
Talaska spins out on that last inside clip.
Was it before the finish line, Jared?
It was before.
Come on.
It was before. So let's take a look. Once again, that was Talaska had it, man. But
balled it
what
up.
a great lead run by Heischman. Look at Heischman. Placement was solid.
Both parties, and Talaska scrubbing a little speed there as he almost over-rotated, but Heischman doing a great job here, filling all the zones. Talaska's keeping that temperament in the zone and still gaining ground, showing that power of that E36 he's got.
Nice by Heischman, dude.
Yeah, this is, and Talaska dropping right in that formation, like you said. Does a great job here. Look at that mimic. Could have been a little, well, maybe not. Was there contact? I didn't see any contact, and 90 degrees. Spun out. You gotta follow through in the drift through the finish line. That's part of the rules here. So taking a little. I think he thought he was gonna make contact. Maybe he made a correction. I think if he followed through and made contact, he might have been in better shape. But that's just devil's advocate talking there. So
yeah, you have to
truly
power.
Unfortunate.
You have to power through and drift through the entirety of the course.
Yeah, it's got to unwind.
Yes.
So Heischman has an incomplete because he was almost in the crowd there on his chase run. So are we going to get another one more time, or is that deficit, going off-roading more? You know what I mean?
But yeah, and you can see
there's our delineator with where the finish line is, and Talaska was 90 degrees. So our BC Racing custom coilover side-by-side as both parties come down the track here. You can see just awesome initiations. They got this down pat. Battling until you can see Talaska scrubbing speed there, but Heischman does a little cut move there, trying to climb with line. He does have better proximity there. Both pretty deep in outer zone 2 as they get into 3. You can see Heischman also cutting corners there, where Talaska's keep that proximity without cutting corners like Heischman was also. And this is where Heischman does dirt drop, gets lost in the smoke, and there's the end of his chase run as he's on the complete opposite side of that clip. And Talaska completed about 4% more in his chase run than Heischman did, I would say.
Yeah. And consider this is the one more time battle between these two.
Right.
So do you combine, right now you're looking at this battle. What did Heischman do out front? What did Talaska do out front? What did they do in the chase? Oh, there we are. I am getting word. Kelsey was checked out by, obviously, medical. They said she's okay, so helmet's on. She's strapped on. Don't know what she's saying, but
they got 6 minutes left to get that car together.
And then she could call an additional 5, too.
Very good. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, so she has a 10-minute allotment given that the contact happened and she wasn't at fault. If she needs an additional on top of that 10 minutes, she would have an additional 5 minutes to call her competition timeout. So
yeah, they'll actually have about 10 minutes total if needed.
50 minutes.
Well, already 5 went past.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yes. So, yeah.
So, I feel like since Talaska was about 98% complete, I feel like he could, it's such...
That hasn't come into play. I would almost default to just the runs in their entirety of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're focusing on is placement of the car, again, line angle, style, obviously the rate to angle, what they're doing. I think both of them did really well, and here we go. So do we have a verdict? Are we going one more time again, or do we have a winner? Slide him left for Talaska, right for Heischman, and 1 vote for Talaska, and one more time, and Talaska. So Talaska narrowly gets the win. Just ease by. Talaska gets the victory. As all right, Lorette, how is Kelsey? I saw a smile on her face. Was the call to her dad? Down to you.
Well, Kelsey and I were just catching up, and the first thing first is, are you painful or are you all right?
I got my bell rung, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm a little, little neck and head stuff going on, but I'm all right. I've had worse. I grew up riding horses and getting thrown off, so I'll be all right.
Well, the first thing she said when she got off the golf cart and took stock of everything was, it just has to run. I'm going to do everything I can to make it run. What do you think the team is working on right now?
What aren't they working on right now? We got damaged front and rear suspension. The whole passenger side just went right into the wall. I can even see the body is kind of pushed in, and I haven't had a chance to really look over it, but literally a lot of suspension parts happening right now.
Kelsey, thank you for the insight.
Thank you so much, Lorette. And Kelsey, glad to see a smile on your face. I know, sorry to interrupt that conversation, but Lorette does such a great job getting some insight, and the drivers love her. So celebrating 10 years of Lorette being with us. Congratulations, and love what she's doing in Lorette Nichols' world. As we move on to our next battle, Dimitri Brutsky and Stubstad. Here we go. Brutsky out front, Mr. Never Settle, coming down in that BMW into that first area and past an inside clip. Good placement. And Stubstad dives in on the inside. He touches the dirt. Gets, he saved that. Thought he was going to go off there past those rumble strips. Looks like, and wow, crazy line by Dimitri Brutsky. Hung it out there, then shot in on that inside clip. He does capture a more natural exit outside. Okay. Yeah, just wants a little, okay, all right. there we go. So again, either side, taking a look at it. Some good aggressive driving by Brudski.
Yeah, I felt like Stubstad, he did that little flick. I think that's what he's used to entering, and that cost him a little proximity there, as Dimitri did a great job going to the inner clip, showing the great smooth angle here through outer zone 2 and 3, and set himself up really well for that touch and go through inner clip 2, as Stubstad just kind of struggling to do a little poke and prod in that chase position as he tries to get on Dimitri's door here, and just couldn't close it. Couldn't close the deal in that chase position to gain the consistent proximity that we like to see, because to be honest, Brudski really had a nice lead, smooth run to give a good chase run too.
So you can see this 2-minute clock about to expire. If they need more time, she would have to utilize her competition timeout. So 10-minute allotment because the contact happened and she wasn't at fault. If you are at fault, it's 5 minutes. But in this case, again, Havoc was at fault. She gets 10 minutes. If she needs more time, she can utilize her competition timeout. 1 and 1 only is what she's allowed. So she wants to get to that line because she does have quite a bit of time in between now and 16 if she is able to run. Here we go. We'll get to the scenario and unfold that and unpack that. Brudski and Stubstad now out front. All right, DJ Stubstad. Now he's pulling away from Brudski. Look at the power from Stubstad. Oh, he is way off course. He was way off course. That allowed Brudski actually to catch up, and also does not look good as far as line on Stubstad. I want to run it back and see where Stubstad was on initiation. That is very unlike Dimitri Brudski. He saw him throw the finger out the window. Don't know if he's celebrating like, yep, I got that one. Or if he's saying one more time.
Yeah, like I said earlier, 3 tires off isn't incomplete, so we'll get that later. So a lot of left foot. Maybe it was just kind of parking there. It is a momentum zone.
Look how straight that is.
Oh, yeah. And, he was very inside that clip. DJ, 1, 2, I think it was only 2 there, but then we drop another dirt tire. So definitely some deficits here in the lead position here. But Brudski, just grinding in that chase position, trying to just keep it in the show here. And it does a good job in that transition, bumper to bumper, through the inner clip 3 then, and out the door through the finish line. I think Stubstad was a little intimidated with Brudski behind him. He's a pedigree driver here in Prospec, and slide him right and left for Dimitri. Brudski gets the win.
Okay, and there it is. Brudski gets the victory. Some mistakes by Stubstad, and Brudski never settle. Gets the win, and we throw it to Lorette Nickel, who's she's in Kevin's corner. Lorette?
I am in Kevin's corner, and you can see the 5-minute clock is about to start as the 10-minute expired. And Kevin, as Kelsey and her team working on the car, what are you seeing them work on and trying to accomplish here?
Basically, obviously, they're trying to fix the damage from the contact. But it looks like the front end was, I'm hoping it's just a tie rod end. The rear, it's got the lower control arm, the upper control arm, the traction arm, and I don't know what else yet because I can't really see if the subframe's damaged also. So it's definitely a lot of work. So this might be one that regardless of what happens, she may win, but they can't continue on. So just kind of eyeballing it right now and we'll see.
Okay. Kevin, thank you.
Thank you so much, Kevin. So, like I said, 10 minutes plus a 5, 15 minutes total. We'll see if it's up and running, and we will unpack that scenario if Kelsey is not able to get to the line. Luis Lanz and Brian, he says, I called him no chill Wills, but he says a little chill Wills. He says he's going to back down a little bit, maybe take a little off that stank, meaning going for it, but here we go. So Luis Lanz into that first inside clip. He said he's gonna take it down, but I don't know, man. He is squirrely in that chase position. Now coming into that keyhole. Lanz exiting out. The collision careers of Wills. Let's not live up to that name. And pulls on through. And teamwork makes a dream work, as it's in my head and in yours now too. Yeah, it looks like Sorensen is thrashing to help out too.
No, that's all just gonna come off with the knuckle.
Yep. See Greg working. All right, let's take a look.
Yeah, I feel like Will's kind of just initiated a little too far behind. He was kind of struggling to keep up the entire run here. As Lon just does a great job, smooth, nothing really to take away. I mean, all the zones were pretty well filled, no huge corrections. It was just tickling there. Could have been a little deeper in outer zone 3, I suppose, but the inner clip, great there. We want him on the wide, but it was kind of weird, kind of a pinch point there. He was close to that grass right before the touch and go, and I think that kind of messed up Wills in the chase. I think Wills needed that last year aggression that he had to kind of keep up with Lance. That Corvette is definitely a weapon here. And let's see what he'll do up front, but maybe judging by the picture here,
competition timeout.
Taking a timeout.
Yeah. Yeah, Lance is calling a competition timeout. Wills pulls off the line. And we are officially halfway through our 32. Kelsey, she's still going through the toolbox, seeing what exactly we need. But like I said, there is the Sorensen camp. They're over there helping out the Rawlings camp. That back right corner, as Kevin was talking about, times less than 2. We got a 2-minute warning here.
Yeah, I know you're talking about what might happen if they don't. See, our championship points are now only awarded if you win the battle.
Yeah.
So fairly certain, even if she would have a bye, we would have to complete that bye to get those 10 points.
She would have to advance on. She would have to advance on. All right, Cole Richards, Colette Davis. Cole Richards, an absolute killer driver. Love what he's doing from last year to this year. Just he's been driving quite a bit. Colette Davis, talk about another driver that has been behind the wheel. And there is Kelsey's throwing on.
She's getting prepared.
Yeah, she is getting prepared. Got her head restraint. And getting in the saddle. Here's Cole Richards on the line. Colette Davis now pulling up in her fitment BMW. Cole Richards going for the sponsor me black.
That's the Dark Knight.
Lean and mean, the young buck from Naples, Florida. Lights are on. Once they extinguish, send them down the hill. Cole Richards and Colette Davis. Cole and Colette. Rolling Cole down the hill. Richards across the nose of the BMW. We'll see if Colette's handbrake is back up to snuff. I know she had some issues yesterday in the seating brackets, but she is right there. Coming out into this third outside zone, gets all the way out there. Colette comes a bit short there. Great placement by Cole Richards. See Colette and those high-vis OMPs being showcased here. Cole, he knows his course. He knows it well.
A clinic, Jared. That was great.
Yeah.
Colette did a really good job of using all the tools in her toolbox to try and keep up here. So take another look at Kelsey Rawlings, getting ready just to drop that car down because it does have to be off the jack stands. I bet we're really close to that time being extinguished here. And there it is. I can hear the beep. I don't hear anybody cheering.
Yeah, car's not on the ground.
So yeah, let's take a look at this first run with Cole Richards out front here. I think Colette needs to be a little closer on the initiation here. Cole doing a really good job of getting that inner clip 1, not staying too deep, and great job swinging that 86 into the outer zone 2 as he flies into 3. Very well arced through here. Colette gaining some ground there as they get through inner clip 2. Good placement on that as well. Through the touch and go, she does cut the corner here a little bit. Trying to gain that proximity. Kind of a lazier transition, to be honest with you, Cole. It could have been a little snappier there, and I think Colette was trying to anticipate a little snappier transition right before that inner clip 3 as they headed back up the hill. And Colette will get the clean air, as we say.
Yep.
To see what she can do up front.
And I am getting a message from Lorette. She says, Kelsey, the team tried, just couldn't get it done. So there's a hug for thank you. She's giving her thanks. And Kelsey, get some rest and make sure you are all good. But hard-fought battle there, but Kelsey will not be able to pull the line. So it looks like Talaska will get a bye run on 16 going into 8. But here we go, back to this battle. Colette Davis and Cole Richards. Colette Davis out front. That pink nose BMW coming down the hill. Quite a contrast here. You know, the bright high neon versus the dark menacing 86. Now coming up the hill comes Colette. A lot more confident out front into that second and now third outside zone. Puts it perfectly. Well done by Colette Davis. Very smooth. Just performing surgery in that keyhole. That was some of the best driving I've seen up there. Little tight on that inside clip. Number 3.
Yeah, those are going to be some runs we're going to have to split some hairs on because they did, I think, a great job in both their responsibilities. So let's check it out. Eye in the Sky, airforce.com replay as you can see Cole doing some handbrake initiation. Also kind of far behind there, but he does gain some ground, doesn't cut the corner too much. Colette really deep in the outer zone too, draws a very nice arc into the 3. Cole Richards right up there with her and draws a little away from the interclip too, but they're also both getting into that touch and go, coming back down the hill. Cole trying to make up some ground here as he anticipates the transition and does so pretty well, trying to just get that front bumper towards the back Colette's bumper as we see how deep she was in that interclip 1 on the other replay here. And the Chase Jones, Justin Smash, I believe, is still our guy there. And as we get through outer zone 3, you can see how a little off course there he was on interclip 2, but Cole Richards right up there with her in this transition. You can see he's trying to gain some ground there right before that transition as they head back up the hill. And like you said, a little deep in interclip 3, but I feel like this one could also go another one more time. It's pretty close. I feel like there's nothing to take away from each driver. They just did almost, I mean, if you, besides the contrasting colors of the cars, you could
real quick, we got the Rapscallion Rush guys. We got Grant, Nate Hamilton, TJ Hunt, Ozzy there. And again, all the Rapscallion Rush racing guys playing a little cornhole in between.
Yeah, so like I was saying earlier, it looks like Cole did have a little jump on it compared to the gap that Colette was leaving there on the initiation here. They both kind of in similar uphill strategy here. They're both very deep in outer zone 2, drawing a very good corner. Cole had a little bit of more advantage here on his lead run as Colette had a little more proximity in her chase run, but then kind of Cole got away from Davis there as they run through there. They're both very deep in that interclip 3, so we are. That's a close battle, very close. It's gonna be a tough call.
Love the way Colette was driving. Oh, look at this.
Right.
So 5, 10, 15, 22 versus 16 for, all right, so down there, Freak Studios is saying Cole Richards with the victory, but the unofficial whiteboard tally, 1 for Cole Richards and a 2 for Cole Richards and a 1 more time. So it is not unanimous, but Cole Richards narrowly gets the victory there. And how we doing, young buck? You got the flag? What flag we got there? What flag you flying? Look, right behind you. There he is. All right, got the nasty habit. There we go. That's all the Chills Wills, right?
All right.
Yeah, you, bud. Yes, sir. Your flag's upside down. It's all good. That's a nasty habit. Okay, so Cole Richards gets the victory.
Still upside down.
All right. Dial in that handlebar, brother. Yeah, that guy likes really craft coffees. All right, next up we got the All-American. Is that who we're looking at? All-American Jerry Johnson. Or are we going back to
we're
Lewis?
going to the second run of Wills and Lance.
We're going to Lands and Wills. All right, so Richards advances on, and now we are looking at Lands and Wills. Let's see him coming down the hill. Again, Zero Chill Wills, just keep that name going, because I don't know, brother. Got that nasty habit. I don't think it's nasty. Oh, you nasty, girlfriend. Here we go. Up in that second, into the third. Lance takes a tighter line. And Lance just barely taps. Okay. Lance now comes down, transitioning through. Good placement. Again, a little tight. These guys and gals just foregoing that box. Need to hit that. Don't go after that cone and that clip as the vet makes their way.
Yeah, I can just hear the rev limiter from Wills just, he has no chill given that thing, no mechanical sympathy from this guy as he rolls up the hill and Lance trying to gain some ground here. Pulls a little angle out to get out here, but I liked how he added angle to the car to kind of slow it down, getting into outer zone 3 here, and pours on the smoke again. Good job on interclip 2 there. Lance kind of loses some ground, cut the course a little bit to gain that proximity, and then definitely didn't pay off. He's back on the throttle there, trying to gain some real estate through the finish line, and it just didn't pay off there. I think if he stayed in that pocket or just a little bit behind, it probably would have been a better bet for him. So another taking a look at the chase here as we get through outer zone 2. You can see him cutting the course there right before 3. Lon's in the chase position, and just a little tap there, and that's probably the reason he could have messed up the toe mid-run, and the car may not be as fast with it being out of alignment there, but yeah. So that's run 2, and they're just going to ask for a side-by-side, I believe, of this run.
Yeah, we got to get that out. Are we on the other side? Look at that. My dude, you know, it's like camping. Leave it better than you found it. This guy, he's picking up trash. He's doing the good guy's work. Oh, look at that Grid Life Formula Drift collab shirt. You and the baby blue hat. Thanks for picking up the trash, dude. I really appreciate that. Thanks. That dude's got the whole Larry Chen kit. See the lens on that guy? Woo. Nice apertures.
Look at him again at our BC Racing side by side. You can see the proximity difference here as Will's giving him a lot more real estate to Lance on his chase run, but then he kind of makes up for it. Lance also does this, but you can see how much more corner was cut by Lance and the speed that Wills was able to scrub by adding more angle there as he gets to the 2 and that little boop there. It's you can see where it falls off for Lance in the chase position. Will's just kind of keeping that temperament, does a good job of mimicking the transition there. And the needle can waver each way. I feel Will's a little more, got a little more control in the chase position than Lance on that one.
How we doing? Relaxing, maxing and relaxing, shooting some b-ball outside of the school. A couple of guys up to no good. No joke. All right. The Collision Careers S chassis, talking to them. Stop on by. They got some cool activations there. Got some UNOH. Talking about, oh, and look at this Lance one more time, and Lance gets the victory.
All right.
Louis Lance moves on that Zex Corvette. So after calling that competition timeout, Lance advances on. Congratulations, unfortunately. The Nasty Habit S chassis knocked out. Got Patrick Mahomes here. Thanks, brother. Thanks for joining us here. This guy, cool as ice. He's got blue steel. And so the scenario here on the bottom left of Kelsey Rawlings and Jace Havoc is Kelsey would get the points because she wasn't at fault. Basically, Havoc, unfortunately, was at fault, so Kelsey was unable to fix it. So she gets the victory of the battle. She accumulates the point, but cannot move any further on into the bracket.
Okay.
So she gets the points, but is unable to run in the 16. So what that means is on that bottom left corner, Talasco would get a bye run, advancing on into the 8. But again, Kelsey does accumulate those 10 points. So here we go. Moving on to this battle, Hooman Rahimi and Cody Dempster. All right, here we go. Dempster. Oh, buddy, Dempster. Holy cow, goes into the kitty litter.
We'll probably have the yellow flags out for this one.
And Hooman Rahimi continues on through the course. He does need to continue on, but I'm assuming he very well might get the yellow. No caution.
They're going
to let him roll.
Let it ride.
All right, so Hooman Rahimi continues on through the course. I'm sure his spotter said, hey, you know, yeah.
Well, it looks like he beat it as well there, Jared, in that right rear.
Don't know where that happened.
I can tell you where it happened. Using the deep rumble strips there. That's, even without the replay, I'd put money on it. That's where it happened.
Yeah, he went through all the microclimates. He saw land, air, sea, and water. So he saw it all when it came to, unfortunately, Dempster and that Fuel Lab Corvette. Great looking car, but
so not only
down the hill.
Since he debeat it, that's gonna be it for him as well. So look at how wide he went there. 1, 2, you can almost, as he comes back on course, boom, right there.
Boom, bang. Oh man. Yeah, so Dempster, unfortunately, it's over before it even began.
Yeah, it was chapter 1 done. Points for the consistency on hitting those outer zone 1 clips, though, in the door. Unfortunately, you can't get any championship points that way.
So. And a gentleman that we are seeing in the competition, hey, Lorette, he is going against Lance, just for reference. Down to you, Dimitri Brutsky.
Yeah, Dimitri Brutsky and I are just catching up, and so the bracelet I wear is because Jacob makes these for me, and I'm so honored that he does. He's also your spotter, your son, who's 14 years old.
Yes, correct. He's a spotter and he's a driver now as well.
Incredible. And how's everything with your car?
We have a small boost leak. I don't know, maybe big, because we're not making quite the boost that we need, that the target is set for, but it's still drivable. We're hopefully going to check over during the break and get the car ready to go all the way.
Okay. Dimitri, thanks.
Yep, you're welcome.
Guys.
Thank you so much, Lorette, and congratulations to you, Brutsky. We will not be seeing him tomorrow. He was one of the drivers. Only two were knocked out yesterday in seeding brackets. That was Brutsky and, unfortunately, Dan Burkett. There is Dempster going off. Like I said, he hit grass, the rumbles, the off track, and then goes into the kitty litter. So very unfortunate for Dempster. Getting towed off.
He's getting a taste of all the terrain out here in Atlanta.
Absolutely. And as you say, the de-beating.
Yeah, that's means he will not be able to continue on in the second half of that battle. So Rahimi will get kind of another do not pass go into top 16.
Lewis Lands, Zex Lifestyle, Drift HQ, great looking vet. Got the Digi Camo. While we clean this up, let's remember back to the parade in Long Beach. What a great time, man. Love that. Long Beach, let's just call it what it is, the home of Formula Drift. Let's take a look back.
Morning, dudes. What's up, man? You look great. You look like $1 million, bro. You want? Well, can I cash in? Can I?
He's coming to my office.
Oh, let's send it!
Almost made me poop.
Welcome back to the streets of Long Beach. Once again, here we are. The Shoreline Showdown is a street right here. It's where the drivers finish on that public road, and that's where we're going to begin.
Roads are closed because the cars aren't coming. There's a ton of cars. There's a ton of traffic. I don't know how they're going to get in here.
We're going to the Queen Mary. We're going to have a nice, relaxing weekend at the Queen Mary Hotel.
Queen Mary looks good.
Yeah. There's a lot of people here, Larry. It looks crazy.
That was a good time. Type S Nightlights at Queen Mary. So the scenario here is Dempster goes off. This is the first run. And with Dempster not only going off, in addition to that, de-beating, what's the ruling?
Well, since it's on the first run, Jared, and the de-beating is on him, he can't. Well, yeah, I'll just read it out here. Rear tires are required to make 2 consecutive runs. The tire may be changed in a competition timeout if there's like contact of sorts, as I said in the third line. And if changed, they both may change tires. But in this instance, it's his fault that it de-beated. It's got to stay on there, whether it was because of low pressure that they're running or because he caused it himself by going off course like that, and can't put another tire on there. It's just unfortunate that he's going to have to forfeit.
Yep. So we will see a buy run from Human Rahimi showing that his equipment is capable, and Dempster will be watching from the sidelines. So when we come back, we'll continue with the action. Don't know if we're going to see Human Rahimi or somebody who is really trending a lot lately, Nate Chen versus Jerry Big American Johnson. Got Trevor Root, Casey Cole. Unfortunately, we heard that the car is pushed back. Nick Jimenez. Got Shelly Hansen, Alex Jager, and Josh Stewart. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, more action here. Round 1 of the Link Engine Management Prospec Championship.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
These are my race treads for when the road ends.
These are my race treads for shredding the slopes.
These are my race treads for setting the hook.
Racetreads.com. Tires for every adventure.
Link ECU, let's get it.
We got the spiciest K-Series built.
Supercharged Ford Eliminator engine.
Oh, good old SR20. Blink Monsoon is so rowdy.
Naturally aspirated, 1,000 horsepower, LS-based engine. And then we're gonna add nitrous on top of it.
Running an S54 controlled by Link ECU.
Link direct injection, EcoBoost Fox body.
I actually put an FA24 in it.
B58, E46, Link ECU.
No matter what engine you have, it's a stock K24 or it's a 1,000 wheel 2J. Link ECU all day.
Looking for what comes next? For that moment when everything finally...
1 minute!
Whichever path you choose, it starts here.
Need a little help? We got help. Need some advice? We got advice. No matter what you need, we have thousands of professional parts people doing their part to make sure you have it. Exceptional customer service. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. BC Forged Wheels, custom built per order, offering extensive design, finish, and machining options. Strength, style, and precision come standard. Track proven, street ready. BC Forged, proud sponsor of Formula Drift 2025.
Well, guys, hello and welcome back from break. So excited to talk to Luis Lanz. You are moving into the top 16. You got a little bit of a break before that, but the clutch pedal went to the ground. What happened there?
Yeah, so right on initiation on my leading lap, when I went in to grab the handbrake and press the clutch, it just to the ground, and I thought I lost the clutch. I'm like, I'm out. Like, a million things goes through my head. So I stayed on fourth gear, went up the power alley, and I'm like praying to God on that second. I was like, please be there, please be there. So I kind of let off and put the clutch in, and it's like, oh, I still have clutch. So I was able to finish the run. And coming back, that's why we called the 5 minutes, because we want to see what happened. It ended up being the clutch pedal stop that came off, so my pedal was like way too long. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and thanks so much for everyone joining us back from that commercial break. Here we go, continuing on Top 32.
Thank you, Lorette, and there you go, Lance. He said, pray to God, hold,
the drift gods.
Hold, yeah, Braveheart. Here we go. So Houman Rahimi will get the bye run here, and we have 4 more battles left in our 32. So taking a look at the time, quite a bit of delays here and there, and we are scheduled to be back here on track 7:15 as Houman Rahimi. Lay out and listen.
Back in it is.
Congrats, Houman Rahimi gets the fast pass. He'll be going against Cole Richards in the top 16. More Houman than Houman. All right, moving on. Nate Chen, who looked really good in practice, man. That guy's been getting a lot of seat time. He's driving those Appalachia events. So slide in Houman Rahimi below Cole Richards. You can see that bottom right-hand corner. So Buchanan versus Davis, Cam Sorensen, he fought tooth and nail to get in there. Adam Knapik, he cleaned up his runs on that one more time battle. Zielinski taking out Amanda Sorensen. Bystrack in that brand new Mustang that he debuted and parking it right there. Yeah, Justin Smash, love that. Talaska and Kelsey Rawlings. Well, Kelsey Rawlings obviously not able to continue on, but here we are. Big American, got that 97 on the door and the big old, you see that big filter, that NASCAR.
Have you ever seen his toe rig? That is also super
I love
American.
it, love it. Looks like Optimus Prime. Nate Chen coming down the hill. NCR, Nate Chen Racing. He was looking good. Like I said, practice great angle there. A little quick yank of that handbrake. Oh, no. And, oh man, Big American Johnson Coming out into the third outside zone. Chen is just, look at this, just ticking the boxes. See that? Just really good precision. Johnson, I see some dog in him. Literally see some dog on the roof as Nate Chen comes on by. Right? Is that a dog or a cat on his roof? It's a cat.
Okay.
Big cat guy. Big cat guy. Crazy. Okay, crazy cat. Crazy cat Johnson.
Yeah, kind of have.
Look at it again.
Now we'll get a little truth serum here. Yeah, it looks like he washed out, came on a drift, and had to kind of reinitiate after interclip one there. But like you said, Nate Chen doing a great job fulfilling his duties in that lead position. Good draw of the arc here through outer zone 3. Right where front tires in that interclip box through the touch and go. And Jerry, he did make up some ground after that deficit. So good job on him, and you know, staying in frame here as Nate Chen brings us back up the hill. Let's see what that NASCAR V8 can do out front with the clean air of that Jerry Johnson, and see how well Nate Chen can follow that the same chassis. It's interesting, Jared. You know, with
so different.
You change personality, or you can really portray your personality in drifting. We got two of the same chassis, almost two different personalities and engine setups, and it's just really cool to showcase.
Yeah, Jerry Johnson, his lady up here says. They got 7 cats. So, and also what they got is a competition timeout. So, CTO, competition timeout for Mr. Johnson. Okay. Okay, so we are seeing if Johnson is able to run. He might be a throat chop.
Yeah, they got word that his dry sump pump belt kind of left the chat, and
that would be a massive.
Yeah, if that was like halfway through the run or something, you're running no oil pressure.
Yeah,
no good.
So so is he just calling it right now?
Potentially.
So yeah, no, he's just calling it right now. So
bye Kit Kat.
Yeah, unfortunately, Johnson would rather salvage the motor. Sump belt. Yeah, so a sump belt for Johnson looks like. So look at all the cats on the roof.
There's more than 7 there, Jared. What are they?
Holy cow!
There's a whole.
All of a sudden, I'm sneezing. I'm not even allergic to cats. Georgia, very fitting.
Very fitting for where we are.
Very fitting. Yep. And
right,
so here it
Chen.
is. So Johnson is officially out. Nate Chen will get the win. Chen.
Another lead run from Chen.
Chen out of Chen. That's what it said on his shirt. I'm quoting his race gear. Give him a Chen out of Chen. And there it is, coming on through.
That was that.
Oh, nice. See what you did there.
Yeah.
Thing 1, thing 2. Thing 2 gets it done. He's on through. That's where he goes into 16. We'll see what he means. Will he come out clean? We will see. Nate Chen advances on.
Really ran with that one, huh?
I tried to. Tried so hard, but the end doesn't really matter. So 3 more battles left. Trevor Root versus what would have been Casey Cole. So he is out while claiming another victim. So Chen advances on. So again, not seen. Yeah, so it is officially a bye. Casey Cole was intended to be in this run, so this is Trevor Root. He will be running, and then we have 2 battles. Nick Jimenez and Shelly Hansen. And then the final battle will be Alex Jaeger and Joshua Stewart. Here we go.
Root.
Yep, Root. The Root is on fire. And this is what earlier, unfortunately, Casey Cole, that wall claimed victim to him as well. Bang. So it was his front left corner. And oof. Wow. So, yeah, you can see that just going in nose first. As Trevor Root out there on track. Good opportunity for him to
Another practice
run.
Especially since the temperature's dropping, because these guys got to come back from top 32. We get our brake going, get our top 16. Track temps go down, up the grip. I always try and advocate to those guys, you know, anticipate that, you know, turn the damper a little bit or add some PSI, anticipate that grip going up.
Yep. So a couple more battles. Jimenez and Hansen, Jaeger and Stewart. And Let's see what we got here. See Hansen pulling up, and I'll tell you what, she drove so well yesterday on initiation. Love it.
Yeah.
So good.
Probably our best entry in the Prospec today all weekend, man. That gave me goosebumps.
Yeah, it was absolutely electric. Loved it, and she's just got great energy. Love her on the Outer Zone podcast. A great watch or listen if you're into the Outer Zone, hosted by Jacob Gettins, my co-host there for the Pro Championship. And here we go. Nick Jimenez will lead. Shelly Hansen in the chase position. Jimenez coming down the hill in an Nissan Z. Little hood flap there. Hopefully it stays closed. Here we go. Jimenez into that first inside clip. Looks like the hood pins are on. Just a little wide there as Hansen. Ooh, looks like Jimenez choked up a little bit, but Hansen does adapt as Jimenez putting in that back left into that outside zone. Jimenez ripping out of the keyhole. And Hansen just adapting really well in that chase position.
I wonder if he missed a gear. It was kind of hard to kind of dictate there on what exactly happened. But maybe we get a better picture from the Air Force replay here as Jimenez does kind of a straight line handbrake approach as Shelly's right behind him, and they're good job in that proximity. You can see the smoke kind of lightens up and then fires back off. I want to chalk it up to a misshift, but give it to Shelly here for adapting there. Could have been a little deeper in outside zone 3 in her chase. Decent proximity through the inner clip 1. Shelly trying to match that angle. She gets a little choked up there. That might be a ding on the lead position. I felt like he needed to kind of follow through after that touch and go because the car kind of lost momentum there, and Shelly again had to adapt, and she lost proximity because of that. So it at first, like, shoot from the hip glance, it kind of looked like Shelly might have messed up there, but when you look at the lead, it kind of lost momentum there. That's not a momentum zone there after the touch and go.
Right.
So if you're, we're weighing a little more things on the lead position here. That's definitely a ding on that. So let's get Shelly out front, see what the highlighter front of that 240 can do here with clean air and Jimenez in the chase.
Yeah, and it's just so great to see Shelly out there. She only drove this car 7 days ago.
5 gallons of fuel.
Dude, 5 gallons. This is higher than her normal 450. And she is really proving that she deserves to be here.
Oh, no.
Oh, no! And it looked like she was shutting down there.
Yeah, that's, at first glance,
looked like the car
her.
was losing power there. Okay, we're gonna have to run that back. And again, just got this note from Lorette, courtesy of Rudy, her husband, and then Shelly. Again, new quote from Rudy: "New car to her, only driven 1 day before the event. Fine art painter, designs all the merch. Never driven a car over 450 till 7 days ago." And she says she's here to pack the boys in the trailer. LOL. Actually, she said that via Rudy Hansen. So very cool.
Look like they're. Oh, okay.
No, the little Type S lights.
No, that was a reflection, I think, from the safety crew.
Got it.
Look at Jimenez, just putting on the pressure there right away. We're a little too tight on that inner clip 1 again, but she did a good job of filling that zone. But here's where it shuts down, and I think she made a correction. That is sort of momentum zone, but I think it was just too much. Let's take another look here from the Justin Smash. I might have to go back on my word. Because Jimenez was kind of too far forward in the pocket. That is a momentum zone to kind of draw that arc into that outer zone 3, and I think he was just kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time. Ooh, they might have to replay this a couple times to kind of ascertain here. This is it's a tough one, Jared, to kind of see here. I like the pressure there first. Let's see if we can watch her wheels. What's going on? Handbrake. She's back on it, but she's kind of almost off course here. You can almost see her lines there in the upper right hand of the screen there.
The car was straightening too. It's like it was almost like she caught it and then tried to power out. So you see handbrake back on throttle, but it was straight line towards outside zone 3. That's what I saw.
Yeah, I would agree, Jared. It's the car was kind of a 4-wheel floating, if you will, in drift, and Jimenez had really nowhere to go. But what we're talking about is in the right hand of the screen here, where that momentum zone, you're expecting a little bit of a slowdown there, but the car was also off course, couple tires off that painted white line that the judges put down there for a good reference. And granted, Jimenez was also a little forward in the pocket there in the chase position. So let's just keep looking at this and see what we can find out and from other perspectives here. Shelly's going in there. She's on the handbrake, but then was on it, but that arc that she would have had to draw from that point would have been really a beelining to the outer zone 3. And it is starting later than years past, but it's going to be a hard take here. Maybe we can get some insight from the judges, if not.
Okay, and what are we finding out here, Matt? I see you talking. No, there's Shelly outside of the vehicle.
Yeah, the judges kind of want to see some more replays here before they can ascertain here. And this is the second run I've seen a D beat on Jimenez's car, so that's kind of null and void there. But the judges still need to figure out through some more replays on what they're going to decide on who was at fault here. I mean, this is a tough one to kind of decide here. If you think judging just who wins is hard, then judging who's at fault in this situation is probably even harder, in my opinion.
Here we are taking a look at this side-by-side. Anything stand out to you, man? Let's take a look.
Yeah, I really like Jimenez's charge here. Shelly was kind of late to the party in the initiation. She did have a nice, but she was way too tight in the inner clip one here as they go up the hill. Jimenez was gaining some ground here. He was cutting the corner a little bit. And, at first glance, I was like, oh, that's Jimenez's fault there. But when you look at how the lead car was reacting to that, going into that outer zone 3, it's just a lot to take in there to decide. Jimenez doing a little dance out there. Why don't you give us a wave there?
Hey, there he is.
Smiling.
Yeah, Shelly's on the phone. She's wrapping out. She's a busy gal, man. Again, she is love her energy. Her and Rudy and Team Hansen always got a party. There's Jimenez and her giving high fives. So wrapping out, seeing what's cooking, what's going on. So we'll get them off. A lot of calamity here in 32. Yeah, between the walls, the one more times. I mean, we had 1, 2, 3 one more times. We had
4 almost.
We had a couple accidents, a couple competition timeouts. So, all things are saying that we'll see how 16 unfolds, but we still got one more battle after this. And we've seen a lot as let's take a look at Kevin's corner from Long Beach, and with those unforgiving walls, surprisingly, we're seeing more action, more competition timeouts here than we did in Long Beach even. Let's take a look. Kevin's corner.
Hi, my name is Kevin Wells. We're out here in the streets of Long Beach for the 22nd season of Formula Drift. We got some new drivers out here and some returning previous champions. Daigo Saito, Jack Shanahan, Connor Shanahan in a new vehicle. This track is known for its walls and its carnage. We've been through media day and practice. So far we've been good, but we'll see how top 32 goes. Ready? Let's go. Oh, I'm gonna start it.
Can I josh the car up here? It's stuck here.
Yeah, go for it. We'll make it work.
Now swap. Put that one on there. On handbrake? Yeah. Okay.
You have to have regular brake.
Okay, so just run it like this.
Brian, he said just fix the handbrake one, he said.
Yeah, but we can't.
Okay.
You have to have the foot brake on all 4.
Someone spin that other tire real fast.
Yeah, go. Probably need a rotor too. That's a piece of a rotor.
You ready?
Sure, whenever you want.
I mean, I can't look at anything from where I'm at. So, like, you tell me when you're going to start the clock.
Yep, whenever you want it. Let me.
I'm waiting for you.
Touch it. You got gloves or anything, so you don't get steam burns?
No. Oh my God, dude. Yeah. Pressure out the foot. There's no pressure in there.
It's probably still got some residual in there, I would assume. They're adding water right now.
It's kind of a lot.
You're preparing to add water.
Use the coast and cool method.
Yep.
Sorry to interrupt you, Kevin.
No, that's exactly, yep.
Yeah, hey, you're the best always, bud.
You okay? You have skids?
Skates?
Skates, whatever? Okay, we're gonna need at least 2.
Okay, for where?
Yep.
If I pull it, it'll just come right up. You want me to still put a skate under there?
That's gonna fold back and smash it off. There's nothing holding the bottom on. Just put it on here and it'll just walk up onto it probably.
The rotor's just gonna move.
Because they're gonna fix it. That's why I don't want to do any extra damage.
Right.
If I can put that underneath in the frame rail, just
you want to put this?
I'm gonna put the skid underneath the frame rail, yeah. Then she'll slide. Because I want to try to see if I can get it high enough, because I want to unload the front.
Because if you put it underneath here, it won't roll?
There you go, because it's unloaded now, so it's not going to tear the damn subframe off.
You guys remove the block?
The block's still on.
No, the block's still underneath. Yeah.
You want me to pick it up and remove it or not?
No, because I want to unload this. Otherwise, this is going to break underneath. Yeah. She'll go.
On the bed, it'll slide. The bed's painted, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just not going to come off. That was a good run.
Yeah, my car was all tweaked after the first one. I just didn't want to call 5, so I just ran it.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
because you bumped him at the inner clip?
I hit him on entry, dude. Check the map sensor, make sure it doesn't pop off.
Crack on the bottom? On the side. Beecham 5, had to bleed his clutch. Rome 5, the intercooler cracked. So he's just gonna send it and just go with it with whatever power he can make. And then I guess there was contact between Dimitri and Hughes. We've had 3 in a row already.
Yeah.
Like what the hell?
Keeping you busy, Doug.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, he lost power steering on impact, so we're gonna check it all out.
Let's go, run out of gas!
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah!
Nice.
We put a whole new clutch in and we forgot to put gas.
You can't get more left.
Oh my God, that's crazy. I can't believe we still on that.
Oh, are you on?
That happened.
A lot of disaster going down here in the Link Engine Management Prospec Championship. Jared D and Matt Sopa here. Matt, you're going to be on the line in Pro tomorrow. You're up here through the entirety of the season. We have 4 stops, but 32 is showing and proving to be very difficult for some of these drivers. What do you attribute that to?
Very trying run here as we see who's going to win that last battle here. It looks like we're getting a one more time.
And a one more time, so split across the board. Jimenez, so Vernon goes with Jimenez, Brian Egger goes with Shelly Hansen, and then we have Reese siding with it one more time. So it's across the board. So that will be an OMT for those drivers. We'll see what kind of condition those cars are in.
Yeah, I feel like, getting back to your question, Jared, there's a lot of changes in the course, a lot of adaptation. So we're trying to, like I said, trying to get these drivers out a little wider to promote a little better chases, you know, proximity-wise. But a lot of these drivers are new to this course in the Prospec, so it really kind of contradicts itself. We got no weather, so we're just trying to jam through here. We've got top 32 jitterbugs going on, and yeah, just trying to get that temperament you wrote. It's interesting to see, you know, how these guys develop. Even like Cameron Sorensen, from his first practice lap here to winning seating. The progression there was just amazing, and you will see that even in today from top 32 to 16. We're going to whittle it down and see the driving just, you know, continue to level
elevate,
up. Yeah.
Elevate and refine like a fine wine. I'm the cheese, you're the wine. I get funky, well, you stay fine. And what was intended to be our final battle, I feel like I say that more often than not, Alex Jaeger and Josh Stewart. So Josh Stewart, looking forward to seeing what he can do. And Alex Jaeger just having a new baby in the off season.
I got to see him yesterday.
Yeah, Axel, cute little baby, him with his lovely wife. Yeah, does look just like him. And Josh Stewart, good energy from him. Would love to see what he can do.
Commander Stewart.
The commander.
Yeah.
commands attention, it commands the respect. Will he demand a win? That new Steel It Race Treads livery of Alex Jaeger will be leading. Jaeger seated 11th coming into this round of competition. Stewart 22nd. So here we go, Alex Jaeger through that start chicane and that Nissan Z coming down the chute.
Show me what you got.
Show me what you got. Little mama into that first inside clip. He goes tighter on that. That's not exactly where the judge want them, but look at very fluid. Just saw, oh no, blasting him. 3 tires off for Jaeger.
Bummer.
That was the naked eye, but that front left, obviously if that front left goes off, those back are gonna be off as well. So smooth, so fluid, and Jaeger might have just
ran out of course.
Ran out of asphalt, man.
Yeah. So straight up handbrake initiation for both parties here. Little too tight there. We're hard to break that habit. You know, when he's been here before at this course, and great job by both parties keeping the temper. But Jaeger overcooking it. Can't really see if that left front was over the line there into the asphalt and Georgia clay. The rest of the run though, commendable. Both parties staying in line. Josh Stewart. Nice transmission to mimic. Awesome. I really actually like that transition that he did, mimicking Jaeger through that finish line here. So you can see him, a little perspective here. Maybe we'll be able to see if Jaeger was offline. I'm not sure if we're going to see it in the chase position here. As we swing it around here. Oh yeah, that left front. You can even see a little bit of that Georgia clay getting on that tire as it made a rotation coming back on the asphalt. So that's going to be an incomplete from Jaeger in the lead position. So I believe once that is deemed an incomplete, the rest of the run is a kind of moot after that. Jared?
Seeing the alternate of the order, the commander, Josh Stewart, will lead Alex Jaeger. These guys look like they could be brothers from, you can swap their photos for each other almost in that top left corner.
Yeah.
Here we go, Alex chasing down Stewart. Let's see what comes out on top. Here we go, Stewart initiates, big angle from Stewart. Quick little correction, he works it on into that inside clip. Jaeger's gonna try to force an error in that chase position. And there goes Stewart, he puts it right into that third outside zone. Jaeger in the Steel It Race Treads Nissan Z. Looks like he checks up a bit, but the commander does command attention. At attention, past that, well done by Stewart out front. And the Corvette continues on, the commander up the hill.
You know, having such an advantage, he didn't have to put on such a great lead, but man, did he ever. Look at this.
Yeah,
He just pours
really
on the
good.
angle. That initiation makes a good correction, not to go too deep on that inner clip one. Charging up that hill, throws some more angles here. I would really love seeing the drivers throwing angle to slow down their car before getting into outer zone 3, coming out of outer zone 2. Good placement there on the inner clip 2 as we were around the touch and go. Both tires in there, fair game. He just charges down the hill, adding more angle to the car. Jaeger trying to play the catch-up game here. Just doesn't have enough course again to reel him in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just look at this thing. You know, poured it on there in the outer zone 1 and had that little bobble, but he stayed in drift. Like the car's momentum and trajectory stayed the same. That's the only thing I can take away from that lead run, Jared.
Good lead run. He did modify his car's attitude going from second outside zone to the third outside zone as he entered the horseshoe, and then you saw Jaeger kind of adapt. He fell back right there, but a really good lead run. I would say, you know, 80 out of 100, 8 out of 10. Put the car in the right places. Had little corrections there, but overall a good lead run. And unfortunately, with Jaeger going off, I think that's going to be reflected in the outcome here with the commander, Josh Stewart. A good lead run there, and Stewart unanimously gets the win. Josh Stewart gets the win. Jaeger and that Steel It Race Treads Nissan Z is knocked out, and Stewart waits to see who he's going against, Jimenez or Shelly Hansen with that OMT. Looks like they should be making their way into the burnout box. One more battle left. So our final battle here of our Link Engine Management Prospec Championship. We're gonna have a short halftime break. We were scheduled to be back here at 7:30 for our opening ceremonies in Prospec. And there it is. This is how it's shaping up. So Buchanan and Davis, what do you think?
That's going to be a real heater there, Jared. Those guys are just out for blood there.
Cam Sorensen, rookie, versus Knappich, a vet. Cam needs to rise to the occasion. I mean, but Adam, as a veteran, he's making some really major mistakes that he needs to tighten it up. Zielinski and Bystrack, new car for Bystrack, but Zielinski looks poised.
He's solid. He's a solid contender.
And then Talaska and Rawlings, Kelsey gets the points for that win, but Talaska will get a bye run. Kelsey can no longer advance on. Brutsky and Lanz, all signs are saying Brutsky. I mean, he's a multiple-time Prospec champion. Lanz looks like he's getting his car dialed.
Yeah, he's cutting some corners figuratively and on course, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it could go either way. Cole Richards and Hooman Rahimi. Rahimi's always kind of like that. I don't want to say wild card, but not checkers or wreckers either. But
when he's on, he's on.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, sometimes he has good days and bad days, don't we all? Right. And when he is on, he is hard to beat. Same with Cole Richards. So just the kind of the violence and the emotions of it all. And I love Cole, good young man. Hooman Rahimi, again, another positive guy. And then obviously as we go through Chen and Trevor Root, Chen, he is hard to beat. Yeah. I'm telling you, watch Nate Chen. He seems like he's getting more seat time than ever. He's been hanging around a lot of talent. Kazuya Taguchi's not competing, but he spotted for him last year. I think he learned a lot. Working with Jerry Yang Racing. And then obviously finally we have Alex Jaeger and Josh Stewart. If Josh Stewart can do what he just did against Alex Jaeger, regardless of who he goes against, Shelly Hansen, if Shelly keeps it together, just with this kind of like aha moment, I feel like Shelly is just like, oh, there's a lot of power and I like it. Like, I'm here for it. It's like she said this car is maybe a little even easier to drive because it has the horsepower on deck.
Right.
Do you find that, you being a driver as well?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be able to like get yourself out of situations that you might not be able to get out of with a lower horsepower car, but it's also kind of a crutch. You don't want to learn that way. So since she's only driven, a 450 horsepower car before this, she kind of knows how to carry her momentum and stuff like that. But one notable note here is DJ Stubstad getting his hands dirty with helping Shelly Hansen getting back in the game here for their one more time so that they can get their car together in their natural break. They're not on a competition timeout right now, but they know they need to get this thing going.
Yep. Yeah, just got that update there from Lorette Nickel. She's not only getting pit reports, she's messaging both Matt and I, so it's some great insight.
Yeah, because the strategy here, I mean, you don't want to burn your competition timeout early if you don't have to. So that's why the hustle is here, so they can utilize that maybe later if need be in top 16, 8, however far they're going to take this rodeo.
Yeah, at some point I could see Kevin. You could see his signature kind of Kevin Dundee hat down there. And Lorette is right there, Miss Fancy Pants, the old red pants. She is down there. Hi, Lorette. We love you. Say hi. Scoot a little closer to the car. Scoot a little closer to the car. There you are. There it is. There's Lorette. And so, how much longer can this go on with a natural break in between? Because we are hearing that she is replacing some parts. So natural break, but then when is it unnatural and when is it forced to utilize competition timeout? Because we do need to progress with the show because I said, I mean, right now we only have an hour break in between now. I mean,
we're hungry.
Yeah.
But usually the natural break, Jared, we usually define it as when we have to do it one more time, it's the length of 2 battles or 7 minutes. So
okay, so Kevin Wells is calling the competition timeout. So look at this, the plot thickens. So with that, boom, you're allowed natural. There is a time allotted. Kevin says this is deemed extensive. Yeah. So now he says you do have to utilize your competition timeout. So one and done, and I agree with this call. Yep. So now they are Team Hansen is under a 5-minute allotment. You're seeing race hammers out there. You're seeing a lot more tools than just changing tires. So we'll be right back. Fast orange, slow orange, regardless, it needs to happen. Fast orange competition timeout being utilized by Shelly Hansen and Team Hansen. Stubsat on deck. Is Shelly Hansen going to make it, or is Nick Jimenez going to get handed a victory when we come back here? Link Engine Manager Prospec Championship.
the spiciest K-Series built.
Supercharged Ford Eliminator engine.
Oh, good old SR20. Blink Monsoon is so rowdy.
Naturally aspirated, 1,000 horsepower, LS-based engine. And then we're going to add nitrous on top of it.
Running an S54 controlled by Link ECU. Link direct injection EcoBoost Fox body. I actually put an FA24 in it.
B58, E46, Link ECU. No matter what engine you have, it's a stock K24 or it's a 1,000 wheel 2J. Link ECU all day.
These are my race treads for going the distance.
Racetreads.com. Tires for every adventure.
GT Radio. Experience ultra high performance.
Well, there is the clock ticking down like New Year's Eve. The ball is dropping, or is the car dropping? The S13 is still up in the air. We got a minute. Lorette, what is going on? That car, that is not, that's not a tire change.
Well, we were hoping it was a tire change, but with the clock running, we are at 1:07 right now. Shelly is in the car. Rudy Hansen is on the back wheel. Kevin Wells, what are you seeing right now what the team is doing?
Basically, they just pulled the brakes off. They tore one of the hubs, but they're still trying to replace the axle at this point in time. But 50 seconds to go, and the axle's not swapped yet. This isn't working out so hot. So I think we're going to be done here shortly.
Looks like Rudy Hansen with the hammer in his hand. You know, when time is crunching like this, there's a lot of people that are rushing around. Unfortunately, Rudy looked like he caught his finger with that hammer, but team's still working really hard. We are at 24 seconds to go, Jared.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, unfortunately. Shelly Hansen, hats off to her and her team. But 15 seconds on, we need those lug nuts going on, not just a corner. So unfortunately for Shelly, it looks like that's going to be all she wrote and all they wrote for her. So a hard-fought battle, but hey, hold your head high, homegirl. Absolutely love your energy, and again, great podcast. Listen to it on Outer Zone. There's Stubbs, some of their best friends in the pit. He was on deck there. Everybody, you know, given the effort there, but looks like Jimenez will be handed the victory after, again, changing that corner. So Jimenez, congratulations to him. He will be moving on, but Team Hansen, Shelly, unfortunately, not getting the car and that corner back together.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see those guys battle it out in a proper fight, but I don't know if Jimenez has been in the top 16 yet.
I don't know. I can't recall. We got to look at the records there, but Jimenez, again, just after a little bit of contact up there, Jimenez didn't sustain much, so he continues on. So he has to do a bye run in order to show his equipment is able and running. And yeah, let's get to it. Send him.
Let's get this non-judge lead lap going.
Yep. So this would be this is a one more time, but in between that one more time, just to reiterate, there was a natural delay or natural in between. Now Jimenez this is a good opportunity for him to scrub his tires, get familiar once again with this course, and he will continue on. So yeah, we have a very short break in between. I mean, we are less than an hour from seeing top 16 and our driver introduction. Should definitely be exciting here, just given all the insane fun adventure that was top 32. And we will continue on here in just under an hour. So Jimenez pulling up to the start line. Layout listen, Nick Jimenez advances on. He will be going against the commander, Josh Stewart, in 16.
Max sending him out. That JC equivalent 50s.
And there it is, Jimenez heads back up the hill, and we head to a halftime break. It's going to be very short, abbreviated. Matt Sopa, 32,
yes,
promised to, and it delivered, some interesting turn of events there. From the wall playing a major role, one more times, competition timeout, all of it, but this is how it's shaped up.
Yeah, it's only going to get spicier from here, Jared. Let's get some fresh fuel, fresh tires, fresh food for us. Let's do this dance.
All right, we'll see you back here at local time, 7:30. It's only 6:33, less than an hour. We'll be back at it like a track addict here for our top 16 driver intro opening ceremonies for our Link Engine Management Prospec Championship. Round 1 here at Road Atlanta. We'll be right back in just about an hour.